have survived the winter apocalypse of 2026.
Yeah.
We're here. We came all the way through. This was, I mean, like, I know that everybody else in the country is getting fucking flattened, but here in Texas, that was some weak ass shit compared to our previous ones.
Oh no,
Like-
this was the we've had the snowpocalypse.
Yes.
Which was real bad.
Yeah.
We had the ice apocalypse.
The tree apocalypse.
That also was the tree apocalypse,
Yeah.
yes. Because the ice apocalypse caused the tree apocalypse. So
Yep.
we had two apocalypses that time.
Yeah,
and
double
it destroyed
pox.
my car
Yep.
at the time. This one is like the third worst one I've dealt with. Because the fourth worst one was, if you remember, I think it was like 2012, 2013. So whenever the Lego movie came out,
Remember that shit?
where all the roads were like covered in ice and just like it was impossible to go anywhere.
Okay.
It was
sounds
like
about right.
It was the first ice apocalypse, quote unquote, that I ever dealt with out here in Austin.
Yeah.
And that was the fourth worst one, and that one was still kind of shitty. But it let me see the Lego movie without anybody there, so that was fun.
Hey, the bonuses.
But this one was like, it was bad if you didn't leave, or if you left the house type of thing.
Yeah.
If you stayed in the house, it was super tame because my power didn't go out once the
Yep.
entire fucking time.
Yep.
Which
Power's
is
on,
nuts.
water's on, everything's on, and that means that we're all put together and ready for the RageSelect podcast right here on RageSelect. I'm Jeff.
And I'm Mike. And it's 61 degrees now.
It's actually, yeah, I had my window open before we
Actually,
started. Like,
no, it's
I know
like
it's
70.
70.
It's 70
70
now.
right now.
71,
It was like
actually.
12 on Monday, and it's 70 now. So,
Yeah.
like, you know, fuck you, Texas.
and then
like,
Saturday it's going to be 20 again or
20.
something.
Yeah, I don't know. It's some bullshit. Anyway, enough of that. Unless we're going to just transition this whole channel into the weather channel, I got to stop talking about the weather every chance that I get.
Let's talk about infrastructure. I'm just kidding.
Let's talk about the roads in Austin. Everybody that lives in Austin has a really big opinion on the roads in
They
Austin.
do, yes.
No, actually, we've got video game news to talk about this week. We got a lot of weird shit. We got a real weird. This is like when you go to the soda fountain and you just put in a little bit of everything, and it tastes like okay, but
What
not
was the
like
name of that?
good.
There was-
Suicide.
Suicide, that's
Yeah.
right.
I was looking to make sure that we were past the 2-minute mark because apparently that's where YouTube will,
I guess,
censor you.
I guess Gen Z calls it the unalive soda now.
They call it in a video game.
Yeah.
now. That's what they do. No, we got 2 Nintendo Directs, and both of them are kind of weird and garbage. So
Yeah, I don't really think they needed to be directs.
Yep. And not just that, but we'll come back to that. But before we get to that, Michael, I watched a strange movie last week. What did you do last week? Let's tease a little bit.
I watched the rest of season 3 of is it Spy X Family or Spy Cross Family? I've never been sure about the actual.
I think that it's always
thing.
just Spy Family. I think that you don't even pronounce the X.
I think the X was supposed to like cross the way, you know, Street Fighter Cross Tekken type of thing.
Right,
I think
right.
that's the idea. But me and my girlfriend watched season 3 because she really got into it.
Yeah.
Because she was looking for something new to watch. So she watched season 1 and 2 on Hulu at the time.
Uh-huh.
And so we found out, you know, season 3 was on Crunchyroll. And we got through season 3, and season 3 is very good, but I was not prepared for one of the plots that happens in it that's just like, hey, here's the backstory of one of the characters. How depressed do you want to get?
It's the saddest thing in the world. Thank you very much.
It's so fucking bumming. It's such a bummer.
And you know what? And the thing is that, like, when you watch that, it's such a bummer. And then it makes the intro to that season a bummer because it's
And
like
the credits to that season
because it's like
a bummer.
Upbeat music while kids are running around, and you're like, oh no, oh, this was fun, but now it's not. Oh no,
No, it's not. And you're just watching, and I love the way it never tells you the name.
Mm-hmm.
It always just like it's almost the way the Fairly Odd Parents do, and somebody says the name, something happens. Right. You don't hear what their name is. It's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But the whole season was just outside of, you know,
because the backstory,
and then
stuff.
Everything else was the bus thing was also kind of dark.
And then the sewers, sewer fight.
The sewer fight was real fun though.
Yeah.
Out of all the big ones, that was the least depressing one.
Well, that's just regular Spy Family right there. Like,
Yeah.
that's just like regular ass.
Because the bus one was depressing only for like some of it,
Yeah.
but it was also like it was just dark, and the subject matter itself was dark.
That one goes back and forth because
Yeah.
it's kind of depressing when you learn like the backstory of the people and what they're doing, and you see all the stuff.
Yeah.
And then you watch Anya come up with ideas, and it's the stupidest shit you've ever heard in the world.
Oh, and the best part is like her knowing things other people don't.
Yes.
So she'll do something going like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yes,
You're going to get us all killed.
Yeah.
And then
the resolution to it, I just like fall off my couch laughing.
I was laughing so hard because it was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
None of this should have worked, type of thing.
Yeah.
But it's funny because she only watches the dub because she has some dyslexia issues here and there. So she has a hard time watching anything with the subtitles.
Yeah.
So I don't watch certain animes with her because I can only watch certain animes not in dub.
Sure.
And so when we got to the last episode of the season, it was only dubbed in French.
Okay.
Because for some reason Crunchyroll will be like, well, we'll put whatever dub is available at the time. I'm sure the dub for it's now. But she's like, no, I have to watch the next one because the one before it ends on a cliffhanger type of thing.
Yep.
And she's like, no, I have to know how it ends. So it was the first time I've watched an anime in Japanese with her. And it was very interesting because I had to keep pausing it at times.
Oh,
because she's not used to when somebody talks and then another person talks.
Ripping
so there's
through
like an anime.
yeah.
So there's subtitle on the top and there's subtitle on the bottom.
Yep.
So you're like, okay, well now I have to like. So she's like, you need to go back. I need to see what they said. I was like, okay.
But
like, but it was great. It was fantastic. I really liked it. I've
Did you watch the movie as well?
No, I'm probably gonna ask her to watch that later.
It's all right. It's all right.
But I've read a little bit ahead manga wise just because I got curious where they're at currently in the manga.
Yeah.
And I'm curious. It revealed some stuff that I think is really interesting, but I want to see. But outside of that, doesn't really. It's more like hints towards things that are big. But I'm curious. I'm excited to see that stuff animated. As it gets on, because that show. I know you were the one who turned me on to that show originally. Because I'd heard of it, but I hadn't watched it. But it's a really, really good show.
Yeah.
It's also one of the most normal animes outside of The Brother. Like, The Brother's the only thing that's, I wouldn't even say problematic per se, but he's the only thing that's weird about it.
He's culturally bizarre.
Yes.
Like, he's a trope that doesn't exist in our culture outside of pornography.
Yes. And the thing is, it's not his stepsister either.
Right.
It's like, that's what makes it weirder.
Yeah.
And so you're like, okay, this is so you can recommend it to everyone other than being like, except asterisk.
There's one thing.
One asterisk.
There's one thing, and it's not as bad as the one thing in a lot of other, because there's a lot of other shows that are really good, but that one thing can sometimes be like, oh no, you gotta get out the pole vault for this one thing.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta get over that wall, man.
Yeah, like My Hero, I'm like, I can recommend My Hero to everyone except for the Grapist, as I call him. Because he is a hell of a thing. And luckily they lessen his fucking involvement in that way as the show goes on. But yeah.
Yeah. No, it's great. I mean, this season has been, oh man, there's so many great shows. I got 2 whole days. I got 14 shows that I'm watching right now. I think the other thing is Spy Family I thought was going to keep going because it was 12 episodes.
I was surprised too.
Previous ones have been 25, but it was like a half season. So there's not even like a second chunk lined up at the moment. So
yeah, that was the thing that surprised me the most because we were like, oh, this is the season finale.
No,
right?
I have a funny story though. A very funny story, real quick, because I got to do my thing before we get into this. So I thought that Spy Family was going to keep going, right? Like it was going to go on to the next week, and so I sat down. I was drunk. I'd already watched like 3 episodes of other stuff, and I put on Spy Family and I hit play, and I watched 75% of the episode where he manages to meet the guy that was like the end of season 1 or 2. It was like the last episode, without realizing that was not the next episode, because the third season, that last episode ends like on okay, now we're going to shift gears. And I was like, and that last episode from that other season is kind of a standalone. It doesn't follow off of anything. And I was watching it, and I was like, oh wow, okay, all right, I guess we're going to get another meeting between those two. And as it went on, I'm like, wait a minute, this is the one I've already seen. And I was like, back. Oh, this is fucking season 1, episode 25.
I did that.
What am I doing?
I did that on accident with an episode of Phineas and Ferb because we did a rewatch of Phineas and Ferb.
Yeah.
At one point, we started watching it. We were like, I think 50% through the episode. I went, this is the one we watched yesterday. And because what happened was that when I hit play, sometimes this happens for every streaming app. Sometimes when you hit like continue, it's like you were here, right? Even though you were like a few episodes forward or a few episodes. like, or even just one next.
Gets its dumb wires crossed.
It's just like, yeah, you gotta watch. This is the one you were left on. I'm like, no, I just watched that one.
Yeah.
Like 10 minutes ago, and it's like, no, you didn't. And so that's what happened that time.
Well, I also watched a movie with subtitles last week. There's a lot of stuff that was out, but I realized that I found a way to watch the No Other Choice, which is the Park Chan-wook movie that came out last year, about a guy who gets fired and then kind of insanity ensues, like not like the host sanity or like old boy sanity or insanity or anything, but more just like this is another one of these. It's kind of like Parasite, but less fantastical. It's weird. I've found out so much more over the last 2 or 3 years about like what does work culture in Korea look like, and it's fucking a nightmare. Like,
yeah, that's the thing. A lot of people were like, we like to hustle, and it's like, no, we don't.
No,
like Japan and Korea it's a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, so it's kind of this guy that, I mean, it's like the plot is very kind of simple. It's a guy and he loses his job. He's got a family. He loses his job, and he just kind of starts trying to find another job and keeps going to larger and like keeps doing more and more weird and crazy shit that makes sense to him to try to like figure out how to get another job. And eventually he lands on this idea that's just real fucking far out, man. And I won't say any more than that. Very well acted, very well put together. Park Chan-wook does a lot of cool like cinematography and shots and stuff, kind of like fades between characters, and like you get these weird. There's one shot where there was a guy it was like a wide shot of like a hill and then a car, and there was a guy trying to get into a car while somebody chased him down this hill on the other side. So it's very wide, very interesting, very good movie. I don't think that like it's definitely like if you watched Parasite and you were like, oh man, that was boring. Nothing happened in that fucking movie. Then like, do not watch this movie. Do not watch this movie.
I was about to say, like, if you think that for Parasite, I don't think you finished Parasite.
Yeah. Well, like his, Old Boy is a different type of movie.
Well, Old Boy's like a straight almost action film,
right,
with a fucked up ending.
And like, well, even like Thirst or The Handmaiden. I mean, he's done other stuff that is like more fantastical, and then he's got these much more grounded movies. In fact, what was the movie that he did? Was The Handmaiden the last thing that he did before this latest one?
I don't remember if it was or not.
Oh, it was Decision to Leave.
I don't think I've heard of that one.
Yeah, that's 2022. Anyway, yeah, I liked it. It was interesting. It was a far cry from a lot of the other stuff that I watched. I did watch it in like 2 parts. Like I watched half of it, and then I got up the next day and I watched the other half of it. But interesting. I would say that if it goes onto streaming and you want to give it a look, it's an interesting movie, but it's a very slow, very, very slow movie. So
yeah, there's a few movies this year that I'm really interested in. That one I forgot about last year.
Yeah,
but I'm very excited for some stuff this year. Like the one that I'm looking for the most, I'm hoping to watch later this weekend, hopefully, which is I think it's called Send Help, if I remember correctly.
Okay,
it's the new Sam Raimi film.
The one that I was curious about that came out this week that I didn't get a chance to look at is that, like, okay, Zootopia 2 has, like, scores the likes of which I've never fucking seen before, considering that Zootopia 1 was, like, fine. Like,
no, I haven't seen it, but I heard really good things.
Yeah, and I don't know. I'm so wary these days about anything that kind of comes out of Disney because I just haven't enjoyed very much of their output recently. So
it's got Jason Bateman, and I'm sure it's great.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Well, speaking of weird ass shit, let's get into this Nintendo, these Nintendo Directs. I think we're gonna kind of rip through these pretty quickly. But
yeah, there's not a lot to say about one of them.
Yeah,
I feel.
Well,
you know what I mean. Compared to this one, at least.
Sure. You would be surprised.
I didn't watch this one specifically, but I know about I watched the other one.
Oh, well, the other one was 5 minutes long. It was just a fucking Mario trailer.
Yeah, that's all that one was. Yeah.
They did a 20-minute Tomodachi Life Living the Dream Direct, which is frankly a crazy thing that an insane person would say out loud.
They keep doing weird directs for things nobody needs a direct for.
Well, part of me wonders. Okay, so part of me wonders if this is due to the fact that like overall sales are down. They just launched a console. They're trying to do anything to get people excited.
That's
and
true.
They don't have anything right now outside of this to show, outside of Mario. They could have done Mario and this and the same thing. They could have done add two more things and you got yourself a full direct, baby. Like
show off your I don't even know what to say. They have nothing else.
No, they do. Because a week ago, I didn't even know this. They're putting out a physical version of the talking flower from Super Mario Wonder.
Oh,
and it talks. It just like sits in your room and it talks, and you can hit a button to make it talk, and it'll like say stuff, kind of depending on what time of day it is and how cold it is outside and things like that. And I'm like, oh, you could have put that. You could put Tomodachi Life. You could put Mario. And just get like two other things, man. You got a full-on direct right there.
You got a Nintendo stew going on.
That's right. So, also this thing is $40, which I appreciate.
That's not terrible.
I might buy one of these.
I kind of like the idea of that little guy.
It's pretty small too. It's like real. It's when they show it kind of in the world. Yeah. When they show it in the world, it's a pretty small little guy. So anyway, let's go back to Tomodachi Life. So Tomodachi Life, for anybody who doesn't know, is this weird mashup of like Animal Crossing and The Sims and Mies.
Yes. There was a 3DS game.
Was this like a sequel to the full 3DS game?
Yeah, this is a sequel to that 3DS game.
Okay.
That's why it's called like Living the Dream, like as the colon for it.
Okay.
Because it was a very popular game because it came out around the time the pandemic hit, if I think.
Really?
So everybody really played it a lot.
Like 2020? Like 3DS game?
If I remember correctly, yeah. Because there was a huge controversy about like you couldn't like gay marry in it or some shit. And people were like really upset about it for some reason.
Yeah. Well, they did show in this that like you can like it seems like you don't have any specific like they show creating the character and they just go through the whole thing where they make.
I know it came out in 2013, but I think it hit like a huge stride during that time frame.
Oh, okay. Where you can basically just create the character and you can create their gender and then you can create their dating preferences and you can set it to whatever you want. So they appear to have gotten the memo. The weird thing about this that I found very bizarre as time goes on is that like all of the they all talk, but they talk in this like text to speech way from like fucking it's like Dr. Spatzo and shit. Like, it's
because
like,
I remember that happening in the trailer and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Especially I know that this is a newer thing, but like, we do have all the AI voice bullshit out there.
I think this is funnier though that way than if it was just like the AI voice of like a nice sounding person.
Right. And I think that would probably also put in controversy that they don't want. So
100%.
So yeah, you basically make a me, you give them a whole backstory and attributes, and you customize their stuff, and then you let them go. And you can, you get a house. You can dress them up in different ways. At first, there's nobody on the island. You can basically create a bunch of different Miis that are all based on different things. They've totally got that like weird, you can just draw shit in or change like skin colors to odd tones.
Oh, okay. I just found out this is the third game. It turns out there was a DS one only in Japan called Tomodachi Collection.
Okay.
So I was trying to figure out if it was related to a phone app they made a long time ago or not.
Okay. But yeah, then you create a whole bunch of people and then you let them go and then they start to complain like Sims do that they want to do a thing or that they don't like a thing. But it's a little bit more like The Sims is very abstract where it's like, I want to fucking poop. And you're like, okay, we'll do it then. And you're like, okay. Whereas here they're like specifically you were like, what's wrong? And they're like, I want to meet somebody who shares my opinions. And then like I don't know why it sounds like
I just find it fascinating that they made that decision to give them voices.
Yeah.
Because there's so many games where you're like, so they're going to have voice acting in that? Nah.
No.
But we're going to make this weird voice acting in this game specifically.
Well, it does. It like there are parts of the game where they show off like, oh, this person wants to talk to somebody, and they're like, what do they want to talk about? And you just type whatever, and then they say whatever because it's a text-to-speech prompt, right? And you couldn't do that if you had to manually record every word in the English language.
True.
Like 100 times.
I wonder how much it lets you type, though, if that makes sense.
It's like one line. Like they show this idea where this is a topic that two characters will talk about. And they type
that's not what I mean, though.
No. Oh no. Yeah, no. When this game comes out, I'm going to see if I can make them say dongs to each other. I'm going to see if they can have a conversation about dongs. Because they obviously have like a kind of an open-ended thing. But you know what? Like, I saw how people went nuts about Animal Crossing. Of course, people, and I've seen how nuts people get about The Sims. I think this is going to do well. Like, it's goofy, and you can put all your friends in it.
Yeah, you can actually like make them look like you this time instead of being just whatever nondescript Animal Crossing thing you are.
Yep. And then, oh my God, I'm already thinking of like the people that make it's an all God of War island where it's just Kratos saying, "What do you think about monster trucks, Atreus?"
Yeah.
Like,
it's gonna be a community island, that kind of thing.
Yeah. So and then let's see. Outside of that, you can manually draw in textures on the island for the like the ground and the buildings and stuff. So you can really like go 100% and customize things. There's like a home furnishing store and all this bullshit, all the normal stuff you get off of Animal Crossing. You can add to the island. You can customize it and make it a little bit more specific. Also, okay, I do understand this part. Also, they look fucking crazy.
Yes.
They all look crazy all the time.
Yes.
It seems like an island full of weird, insane people. So
because the Mii's weren't really designed to be like, a detailed representation of a person.
Yes.
So they always even made weird faces when you made them for every version of a game.
Whenever you used them, they looked weird.
So it wasn't like they couldn't all of a sudden make them fucking like Pixar level kind of Mii's. So,
and I don't think they would even want to. Like
half the charm is how fucking weird everybody looks.
Yeah, and how easy it is to make people. Also, they have a hot dog costume, and so I feel like it's only a matter of time before that. I think You Should Leave sketch gets done.
Oh, 100%. Like, we're all trying to find the Mii who did this.
Right. So yeah, through the rest of this, I don't know. They've got like this weird news show that like it's also bizarre. It's got a very strange sense of humor. And they also have a bunch of parts where they put the Mii's into like photos, like just regular pictures of the real world. It's bizarre. It's all just very bizarre.
I don't know how else to put it other than like it's kind of what I was hoping it would be.
Yeah.
Because when they showed it off, everyone was like, "Well, what the fuck does this mean?"
Right.
And then I'm like, I'm expecting just some weird ass shit, and Nintendo's delivering for the most part.
It's like Animal Crossing, but weird.
Yeah.
Really, really weird.
And I think that's fun.
Yeah. And given that Animal Crossing has kind of run its course, like it's good to have something new that's coming out.
Yeah, because they didn't like make a new Animal Crossing. They updated the other one, of course, but like people want to switch to play a new thing. So
I don't know if this is Switch 2 only. Is this Switch 1 and 2, or is
but it's a good way of like, if it isn't, it's a good way of trying to get somebody either way to get one. Anyways.
Also in this, so in this direct, they have a thing where the character that they make, Angie, falls in love with this Harlequin guy named Hugh Morris, and then they like go on a date, and they go up on a Also, you can have a pet that's just a drawing that you draw. So you can draw whatever you want to. So this thing's going to be filthy when we finally get our hands on it.
100%.
So there's a storyline here where she likes this guy, and they go on a Ferris wheel, and she's trying to like confess her love to him. And when she's right about to confess her love, somebody says hold it, and then one of the other characters appears just in the thing.
Oh my God.
And says, "I'm also in love with Hugh." And they're like, "Oh, okay, that's weird." And then as they are going to talk more, they're like, "Wait, hold it." And then like underneath the seat, there's another person, a crazy person that's underneath the seat, and she also is in love with the guy, and then he chooses to be in love with.
And she's got like a love sweater too, which is like Stephen creepier.
Yeah. with her. So like this promises to be some craziness, and okay, that you've sold me on that.
I'm cool with that. The other person for some reason has a Cosby sweater.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. I don't know. Anyway, the main character gets dumped like 3 times in this this Nintendo Direct. So.
I think it's their way of just being like, this world's any fucking thing can happen in this, and I think that's kind of interesting.
You can have roommates. There's like big apartment buildings where everybody can have their own room. Yeah, and so yeah, it just seems like it seems like a version of Animal Crossing where you can kind of customize whatever you want to, but there's enough there that you can just play it by yourself if you want to. And so for the people that are into like building all their own bullshit and people that liked Animal Crossing, seems like it's going to be a slam dunk as long as it's not like complete garbage. So
yeah, this is going to be a really interesting one because of the fact, like you said, they've there's so much going on in it compared to any of the other two. The romance options are now everything.
Yep.
It's going to piss off all the pronoun people, so that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see what the internet will do with it more than I am playing it, if that makes sense.
No, this is what happened with Animal Crossing, right? Is like I don't want to play that game. I mean, I guess I eventually did during the pandemic.
Yeah, but then you were like, I have to be awake for certain things to happen.
No, the thing that irritated me was that they only allow you to do a certain number of things per day. And it's like, I can't record 2 videos back to back if this thing's going to make me have a fucking 24-hour cooldown before I can play another 3 hours of Animal Crossing. Fuck you, video game.
And you still have to, and I remember, and you were very Nat Owl-ish during that time frame. So you're like, well, I have to wake up at like 8 a.m. to get the specific fish or whatever.
Oh, no, that was the other thing, is that because it reflected the time of day, it was always dark when I played it, and it was depressing. It was like, it was just nighttime all the time, and I'm like, well, it's nighttime outside. I play video games so I can see the sun. What's going on?
I remember that being the downside for when you were doing it at the time.
So, I don't know if this has been announced before, but yep, coming out on my birthday, April 16th. So,
well, happy Tomodachi life for you, Jeff.
Tax day. It's tax day. It's my birthday. It's Tomodachi life day. So it's also Wookiee life day. If you didn't know, but so yeah, that was a whole 20 minutes. It was very weird.
Yeah, like you said, they don't have a lot to show right now.
Yeah,
and I feel like this is their. Again, it doesn't say like Nintendo Switch 2 on the top left,
right?
So it's probably going to be on both, but it probably runs better on whatever the other.
Oh no, I think they actually did announce that it was. Oh, so this just has the platform for the Switch, but I think that they said that it might run better on the Switch too. I don't remember.
It most likely is going to just. That just seems to be. It seems to be the idea of like a Pro and a normal PS5 type of idea.
Yeah.
When it comes to games that come out on the Switch,
like they're not making a specific Switch 2 version. It'll probably just run slightly better on the Switch 2. So
it's a good idea. So because it doesn't limit their audience.
True. And then for the direct that Michael watched, so you didn't have 20 minutes, but you had 5 minutes to watch the fucking Super Mario Galaxy movie.
I basically listened to it while I was working.
There's only one thing in here. There's only one fucking thing in here.
There is only one thing.
It's fucking bullshit. This should have been just a trailer.
This could have been an email.
To be called the direct, you should have just released a trailer. I don't have to watch fucking Shigeru Miyamoto come out and be like, I love Mario. Okay.
Me and Chris Pratt are best friends now.
I know you guys were all mad last time because we made you wait for the trailer. So here's the trailer right at the very beginning. And it's like, oh, okay.
And it's a nice trailer. It's funny because it's like, it's supposed to be a Super Mario Galaxy movie, but it starts with, some Mario Odyssey stuff.
Yeah, that's the kind of southwestern themed sombrero town from Mario Odyssey. And it's got references to Super Mario Brothers 2 in it. It's got references to Super Mario World, of course, because of the Yoshi. Yep.
I think there's a reference to the Super the Super Zuko? What was it called? You know what I'm talking about.
Super Zuko?
It was you remember it was like
from Avatar?
It was because you remember in the Nintendo it had the zapper. Oh, that's Zapper.
The Super Scope.
The Super Scope.
Super Scope.
I think Yoshi's holding like a blue Super Scope at the end of the
He
trailer.
100% is. So, yeah, they go there, they find themselves a Yoshi. Yoshi is in this movie. Great.
And Yoshi doesn't have his game voice if you're expecting his game voice.
Yeah.
But it's still like it's not a bad one. It's not like he starts talking. It's not like he starts talking and he's fucking Jordan Peele or something.
Yeah.
Type of thing. He's still just saying Yoshi.
Yeah. They have the big fireball things. I think they had those in the first one though, right? In the training course.
Yeah, in the training course. Yeah.
The big cheap. We got Luigi in a frog suit.
Yeah.
I like some frog suit representation.
That's a great. I was really happy for that.
Yeah, and then we got Birdo fighting Peach over like it's like a casino.
Yeah,
it's
like
like
some sort of casino level. Some
rabbit
kind.
of some sort. Yeah,
I think that's also an Odyssey reference. The rabbit.
Is it?
They might be based on those rabbits that were the bosses.
Is that a raving rabbits joke?
No, there was just like you remember. I think it was an Odyssey where like all of the bosses were rabbits for some reason.
I don't remember that.
One of the Mario games, like everybody was like a rabbit for some reason.
That's
like,
Mario Rabbids.
No, they were like actually like rabbit people, like not like rabbids.
Yeah, I don't.
That's what was really weird about it.
I
want to say it was Odyssey, but it's been so long.
Yeah. So Yoshi's in the new movie. They got some other people in the new movie, and that's kind of what we got. Like it was a very short trailer. It was more of like a little teaser than anything else. They did show the big T-Rex at the end from Odyssey. But yeah, Yoshi definitely has a super scope in his hand. Great.
And they didn't show any of the space stuff, I think, technically.
Yeah.
Because even when they show up to where the Yoshi is, it feels more like they drove there than taking
Well,
a ship.
they ride the motorcycles at the beginning.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't feel like they took a ship there and then drove there type of thing. Like, it's clear that they were called there as normal type of thing. Maybe they took a pipe there, maybe.
I mean, I don't know,
But
man.
yeah.
Like, it's a fucking Super Mario movie. I'm not expecting, like, fucking...
No, I'm not either. But I just find it interesting, like, what they decide to do with it. Because Illumination is, like, honestly, these movies are already more accurate than the fucking Super Mario Brothers, the movie. So...
Fucking my balls are more accurate than Super Mario Brothers, the movie. Like, what are you talking about?
He's not wrong, which is the saddest part about that.
Yeah. They're shaped like little question marks. What can I say? I was born that way. No. Yeah. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's going to make a lot of money. I'll be interested to see whether it makes as much as the first one did, or whether it like falls off. If you're a kid, I mean, boy, if you're like a 10-year-old, you got to be living in fucking like paradise right now.
Yeah, right.
Like Minecraft movies and Mario Brothers movies and fucking
because they're easier to
He-Man
please.
and
I
shit,
still liked that Mario movie quite a bit, but it's not. It wasn't like fucking Toy Story where I'm gonna watch it over and over again.
It was It was one of the first movies I've ever seen where I was like, hey, can you guys slow down a little bit? Can you let any scene like rest for 2 beats before smash cutting to the next thing that's going to happen? Because the whole thing felt like it was cut, and I was just like, this is exhausting.
My only complaint with that movie was the finding out that they replaced like an actual really cool Donkey Kong like orchestrated song with just some licensed music.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, this song makes more sense to have been used than what they ended up with.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And they talked about Yoshi, and they talked about the
Let's
movie.
talk about the history of Yoshi is basically what happened there
Chris
for a second.
Melandrani or whatever.
Is he he's the Illumination guy,
He's the
right?
Illumination guy. He came out to basically say that the movie's done. They're doing the score. They're doing like final stuff on it. So it's basically ready to go, because I think it comes out in like April, right?
Something like that. It's pretty soon. It's like April 1st, I think.
Never put out anything on April 1st. That's wrong.
Japan loves just not giving a shit about April 1st.
Yeah.
Which always cracks me the fuck up.
Let's see. When does it come out? April 1st, 2026. Yep. Good memory.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, because Japan doesn't have an idea of April Fools. They finally started doing April Fool stuff in the past like 10 years.
Yeah.
But before that, they kept doing announcements on April 1st and not understanding why people didn't believe them.
Right.
It was very funny.
Yeah. So yeah, those were our 2 Nintendo Directs. Great. Huzzah? Question mark? So yeah. But that Nate the Hate guy that's like the leaker that predicts stuff, he predicts like the Switch 2 announcement and all that stuff, has predicted that there will be like another Nintendo Direct in early February. So like in another week, basically. Like specifically Thursday, February 5th. So like the coming Thursday.
Another week. Okay.
Yes. Where I'm like, well, okay, is that where you guys are going to show the actual game? Maybe they had a Direct that was so loaded up. They were like, we got to cut some of this shit out. We got to take Tomodachi Life. Maybe that's supposed to be a Tomodachi Life segment, but it was already like 40 minutes long, and they were like, "Oh, just put that shit out there, man."
I could see that. I could see that being a thing. I feel like they did that with the Smash Brothers ones and stuff.
Yeah.
So I could see that being.
So
the movie one though is completely ridiculous.
Well, the movie ones they've done that one before. They've done the fucking 10-minute directs before.
Yeah,
with the movie
but like
shit.
you could have just done it during that direct too if you're going to do one like a week later.
Yeah, I think they've got some kind of. They've probably got some kind of like marketing thing where they have to do it by itself because it's not like part of the
Maybe
overall
it's the Illumination
thing.
guy or something.
But yeah,
he's like, I'll send minions to beat you up if you don't do this.
I mean, hey, like, here's the thing. I would like to see a Nintendo Direct that convinces me that buying a Switch 2 wasn't a massive mistake.
I haven't seen you touch that thing once.
I played all... No, actually, that's not true. I played all through Metroid Prime 4, and I played all through that Echoes of Wisdom Hyrule Warriors game.
Oh, that's true.
Played both of those back-to-back all the way to the end. So... I used my Switch 2. I took it on vacation with me. I took it on an airplane.
That's true, you did.
I took it on a fucking airplane. So
I'm still debating trying to get one eventually. There's no
reason.
I'm also waiting for anything other than Donkey Kong.
There's
right
no
now,
reason for it right
that's
now.
the only thing. And maybe the Kirby DLC.
Yeah,
but that's it.
Yeah,
and that's not enough to make me spend $500.
Let's see. Another kind of Nintendo adjacent news. Some journalists went out to that Poke Park in the Kanto region. I don't know. Were you on when we talked about this before?
No.
It was like there was just a big mock-up of basically what the fuck is this, and it was like,
oh no, we
it was
did.
a park.
It was a very
and it just
long
had
time
a bunch
ago.
of like. It was like little miniatures where it was like a park, and then there's just little statues of Pokemon.
I do remember that now.
And it was like, is that all this is? Is just a park with statues of Pokemon in it? And yeah, they let people go there, and yes, that is what it is. It is a park with statues of Pokemon in it. It is.
Are there at least people dressed up walking around that you can throw stuff at?
So here's the thing. It's a park with big statues of Pokemon for you to take pictures with. They put like audio in the background, like making the noises that some of the little Pokemon make.
Okay.
There is a like dancing Pikachu stage show. Or like some kind of stage show that you can go to.
Well, that's something, I guess.
That's like a thing. And when I say there's statues of Pokemon, I mean there's a lot of them. Like the whole place is like covered in it.
It's trying to like look like a snapshot of a habitat, essentially.
Right. So it's not just like, what the fuck? Get out of here. It's not just like, you know, like and then they have like the little lab, like a little Professor Oak lab that they've got set up. And so all through this park, there's all these little, you know, it's not just the popular guys either. There's a bunch of weirdos. They have was it in this article where they had a, yeah, this is the old one. They had a video of like I don't know what this is, but you could take Pokeballs to basically the hospital, and there's a lady dressed up like the nurse, and you give her the balls, you hand her a tray of balls, and she takes the balls and she puts them on this thing in the background, and as she puts them on the thing, it shows like which Pokemon are in the balls on this big screen, and then she hits a button and it makes all the noises from the fucking Game Boy game, and then she puts all the Pokeballs back on the thing and hands them back to you, and it's like, okay.
Well, the idea is that it's the
no, I know what it is, but
well, no, I was gonna say it's the way the Star Wars park is, where your role playing is all that comes down to.
I mean, I wonder.
They just want you to role play. I guess.
Wonder if these Pokeballs are like the Super Mario one, where they have like little RF tags or whatever.
Oh
that you collect.
That's a good question. Maybe you can get that. Maybe you can use them in the park to like quote unquote catch some of the statues. Maybe?
Yeah, maybe there's like an AR thing, but it's so here's the thing. I think that part of me, when I heard the word park, I was like, oh, like a theme park. So and not just
that's what I would have thought too.
But there's also rides. There's also like a little Pikachu like roller coaster thing. It's in these pictures. I don't know where all
there's
of them
just
are.
A lot of them, yeah.
There's rides. There's a place where you can get merch. There's a huge merch store. There's a place where you can get little like food that's all Pokemon based. So it's actually just a park where that just happens to have a whole shitload of Pokemon stuff in it. So, you know, it's not Disney World, but like...
Oh, there's the dance thing.
There's a bunch of Pikachus and Eevees doing the live show with a lady with the Pikachu ears on, and there's a bunch of the food. So, yeah, I mean, it seems just like, you know, if you like Pokemon, go to this place and fucking take some snapshots with your favorite Pokemon.
Yeah, the thing is, there's the ride. But yeah, the thing is that like, yeah, it's It's a perfect thing, a place to do like fun, weird role playing.
Sure.
Because one, you could be like, oh, there's the thing, and just like fuck around, or you could try to pretend to be the fucking Pokemon Snap guy, slowly walking through each of them and like taking snapshots as if you're doing like.
Yeah,
you know, the thing for it.
Nothing wrong with that.
There's some fun you could do with this idea, and just taking. And there's some images that I saw where people were like posing with them.
Yeah,
that alone I think would be kind of fun because they're big life size.
They're big.
Statues.
They're 3-dimensional. They're painted. They're nice. They're life size. Yeah.
It's not like you walked into like a fucking.
And you're allowed to get close to them. You're allowed to get all up on them. Like you know,
it's not like the ones where they have the things, the ropes where you're like, well, you can't. You can. They're really cool, but you can't really look at them or get near them or anything.
Yeah.
It's like no, these are designed specifically for you to be like, hey, there's a Pikachu making it like an angry face, so I can be like, with it type of thing.
Yeah,
like that's kind of fun.
Sure,
I like it. It would be if this existed here, I would go for the day.
Yeah, I would go to
have a good time, and then just be like, yeah, that was kind of fun.
Yeah, I mean, I like going to a park.
Yeah,
like whether it has Pokemon in it or not. I like a park because I'm an old man. So the other news.
Plus,
that
you
we
could
got,
play like Pokemon Go in there, and even have more of a let's play or like role playing with it too.
Yeah. We also got the news every year on February 27th is Pokemon Day. So this is the 30th anniversary of Pokemon Day.
Oh yeah, it is.
That was the day when the first game came out. So, and we don't have any real information about what's going on. There was that this article reminded me. You remember there was that like it was like a digital battle game called like Championship or something.
I remember that trailer. Yeah.
Haven't heard shit about it for a while.
I forgot about that entirely.
Yeah. Also, there's a big question about like what's going on with the anime. You know, the last season was they finally moved away from
they were going to do a whole new one. And there was a Netflix show that was being worked on.
The Concierge, Pokemon Concierge.
And we never heard anything again about a Detective Pikachu sequel still.
Yeah, there's supposed to be in production, and we haven't heard anything. So there's a lot that could be coming out. And then, of course, the next game, right?
Yes, and of course, another game.
ZA was kind of tepid, so they probably have...
And ZA was supposed to be kind of that way, because everyone thought it was like the new Pokemon game, but it was more like the new whatever that other the Legends was.
Right,
it was supposed to be that, but like a bigger one.
And then there's also that weird, so fucking weird Pokopia game about the fucking Ditto that thinks it's a person.
I forgot about that.
It's so fucking weird, existential horror nightmare to me.
Yeah,
like, but I don't play Pokemon, so. I tell you what, let's wrap it up and get our Nintendo out of the way because we got one more Nintendo story left to go. Dispatch launched on the Nintendo Switch, Michael.
It did.
Unfortunately, not all of Dispatch is present on the Nintendo Switch.
It's one of the weirdest things that's ever happened, in my opinion.
So, for anybody who doesn't know, in the Dispatch, the game with Aaron Paul where you do the superhero stuff, great game.
Fantastic game.
I loved it.
100% recommend it.
It's got a lot of swearing, nudity,
yes,
and sex in the game. Like, and at the very beginning of the game, there's like a dude. A villain whose dong is hanging out. Now you could turn on censorship in the mode. That's how we played it, right?
Yes.
It just puts black bars over.
You can even
anything.
censor their curse words and stuff,
right? However, on the Switch, you cannot turn that off.
Yes, it's all on. Everything is on. Every censoring option is on by default.
Now you could turn off the language one on the Switch.
Yes,
but you can't turn off the black bars over the. You can't look at the dogs. There's also a really raunchy, sexy time scene in one of the episodes, which apparently is very well. I think that they added some of it back in, but yeah, it's like. You don't get any heavy breathing or anything. You just get like the soundtrack. So
apparently though, if you've already bought this not knowing this, you can get a refund from Nintendo. They have been giving people refunds because they didn't disclose that this would happen.
Right.
So so if you do it now, you have a good chance of getting a refund.
I mean, hell, before this game came out, I didn't know that it was this raunchy.
No, I had zero idea. I found out when you told me.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's probably I didn't know how much you meant.
Yeah.
Because so when I finally played it, I'm like, oh, that's just the man's dong.
Right.
And it's not like it's like Austin Powers where they put something in front of him.
No,
that is just his dong.
The camera is framed so that you're looking right at it.
Yeah. And then there's a lot of like sequences that are also just like there is just legit nudity in it.
Yep. I mean, there's a whole nip slip.
Yeah.
Fucking segment in that game. So
it's a really good game. But yeah, if you want to play the game, I recommend every other platform. But if you want to play it in front of your parents, then I recommend the Switch.
I mean, like if you have an option to play it anywhere else, I would say that stuff isn't like. Okay, here's what I'll say is that because I did play it with the censorship on, I'm assuming that you didn't.
I did not.
Like, it's just big black boxes, right? Like,
Yes.
it's not subtle. It's just big black boxes. So, like,
if anything, it adds humor to it.
Well, you could say that, but on the other hand, there's a lot of it where you could have probably changed it. Like, they changed that swimsuit calendar thing
on
for the Switch.
Switch is like
to cover people
thing
up
to buy it was
more. I wish that they would have gone back and done some more work to make it so that there's not just like big black censor bars in the video game that I paid money for in my house. Me, an adult, like a 47-year-old man, paid money for. And if I want to see fucking nipples, I can see fucking nipples, all right?
It does make the nip slip thing seem like it's worse than it is.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's this big bar.
Yep.
So it is kind of funny that way.
So, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird. Also because Nintendo... The eShop has had like fucking crazy amounts of hentai games.
That was the thing. There's a lot of memes where it's like all the recent releases are like 80% hentai games,
right?
And also the ones that are on sale are also that. But for Dispatch, that's where they draw the line.
That's where you draw the line.
It's like what the fuck, dude? Sure, I guess.
Sure.
I remember when that there was that trailer for a game that almost came out because the only reason it didn't come out was everybody went, "What the fuck, Nintendo?" It was that trailer you showed me where it was like you had to jerk off in the back of a taxi without getting caught.
Oh,
and it was like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys?
Yeah.
And it was supposed to come out on the Switch. It was that close.
Yep.
And they made a trailer and everything.
Yep. There's just some raunchy fucking games on the Switch, man.
And the only reason it didn't was that everybody looked at Nintendo going, so you're cool with this? They're like, oh, we had no idea. It's like, yeah, this is your problem.
Yeah. I don't know. It's weird to think that maybe they're turning a corner to going back to trying to do the whole like family friendly thing instead of the kind of just do whatever thing, because I think they realize if they said just do whatever, they can make more money because people will buy the fucking hentai games. Whereas the family friendly thing, it's like, well, now your parents know that this one is okay no matter what, and that the Switch kind of moved away from that, from the Wii and the Wii U time. But
maybe they just have to really put their foot down for some of these things, because I think the issue is that Nintendo just stopped paying attention to what gets submitted, and they just started saying yes to everything. Yeah. So they really need to start paying attention to these things.
Somebody here in the comments talks about how like Cyberpunk and The Witcher are both on the Switch, and they're both fucking full ass nudity and shit like in those. So
it doesn't make any sense. Yeah. And apparently it wasn't the developer's choice either. It was all Nintendo specifically that said it. So
they put out a statement saying that like, we have to customize our thing for the various blah 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 blah. So anyway,
move. I blame Bowser, but he left.
Yeah. That's all the Nintendo news that we got, but stick around because when we get back from the break, we got a lot of other news, including bitching about Ubisoft, one of my favorite things in the world. And we're back. And it's that time again, Michael. It's time to talk some crap about Ubisoft.
Yeah. Is it Monday already?
Is it a day that ends in Y? So yeah, I don't know. Before we catch up, I mean, did you have any brief thoughts about the last week's news? The huge amounts of layoffs and cancellations and just that
Ubisoft
carnage.
Ubisoft doesn't surprise me anymore because Ubisoft. Okay, out of all the big companies that are left, and the reason I say left is because of the fact that
they're all merging into one amorphous blob.
Yeah, they've either merged into a Legion type situation,
sure,
or they've died slowly somewhere.
Yeah,
Ubisoft is the one that's like keeps getting welfare, I guess, if that makes sense.
Sometimes you look at Ubisoft and you're like, how are you guys still? It's like GameStop.
Yes.
How are you still here?
How are you still here?
How is that a thing?
It's like that meme from it became a meme, but it's that scene from The Office where like Dwight turns and he sees that blonde lady and he goes, fuck. Yeah. Like it's like that. You see Ubisoft again in a gaming news. You're like, what the fuck? Yeah. And so Ubisoft has just consistently been making, I want to call them bad games, but not all of them are bad. Like the last Assassin's Creed was fairly well received. I don't know of anybody who played it outside of like 3 people.
Yeah.
That a Star Wars game was okay, but not a lot of people played that.
Yeah.
But everything else, as far as I can tell, is just outside of the Prince of Persia games. By the way, those were great. Everything else just seems to be like just garbage consistently, and or just they're milking the few things that are working out.
Yeah.
Type of thing.
Well,
and then none of them seem to be like making them millions upon millions.
The thing is, I think that there are some good games in there. They're just not the kind of games. Like, I think that I was actually looking because our first story here is about people talking about how woke Ubisoft is, and I was like, are they? Like, I went to go look, and I was like, what are the woke games? And I'm like, okay, so they think the Assassin's Creed game is woke,
and they thought that having a woman in the Star Wars game was woke.
As having a lady, that's woke. Yeah. But outside of that, like, no.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what else. Any other game. Far Cry 5?
That wasn't really.
That wasn't woke.
Like, actually, the ending of that game is that the far right were right.
Yeah. I'm like,
that's how that game ends.
Prince of Persia. I guess the Metroidvania Prince of Persia had an actually Persian-looking Prince of Persia.
Yeah, that was one of the things I remember hearing.
Prince of Persia, Just Dance. Just Dance is. I don't know if Just Dance is woke or not. It's the same as it's always been.
Do they survive on Just Dance money? I think that's what's happening.
I don't know. Like Immortals Phoenix Rising, was that woke?
That one didn't even do well.
That Rainbow Six Left 4 Dead game that nobody remembers.
Oh yeah.
Like,
and their
X-Defiant was X-Defiant woke.
X-Defiant was woke as shit.
Was it? Like, I don't know.
I don't know. That's the thing.
Was Assassin's Creed Mirage woke?
That's the thing that's weird about it. Ubisoft isn't a go woke, go broke. They're I don't know what to call them.
They're
something go broke.
Okay, all right.
I don't know.
Well, here, I have an answer for you. What a perfect transition. So there was an ex-Ubisoft Osaka game designer named Kensuke Shimoda, and that's the team that did X-Defiant.
Yeah.
And he was on Twitter pushing back against people who were saying that the reason that Ubisoft is losing all of this IP, laying off people, losing money, their stock is fucking in the toilet.
It's bad.
Like, is because they went woke. And he basically said, like, no, it's not that. It's actually a thing that was coined in Japan called big business syndrome. And what it is like, and there's a whole thing, I didn't read it all the way into it, but what it is basically you start a business, you take risks, those risks pay off. You're rewarded for those risks. You take bigger risks, and you're rewarded even more for doing that. And then it calcifies, and you stop taking risks.
Yes.
You start playing it safe, and then everybody's like, well, this isn't as good as it was last time. And then you start, for Ubisoft at least, I was reminded when I started looking over this shit, then you start trend chasing. We need a MOBA.
Yes.
We need a fucking
Battle Royale.
We need a hero shooter. We need a Battle Royale.
Yeah.
We're going to do NFTs. We're going to integrate AI. We need to remake, and it's like...
Oh, that's right. They were the one that made the actual like NFT items
Ghost Recon
for Ghost Recon. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah. So... basically, like, these are the points that this guy laid out. He said the DEI advocates inside the company didn't have anywhere near that level of influence. If anything, when it comes to DEI, it's actually working, is expanding into markets like Latin America and the Middle East. The decline in marketing and creative output was caused by big company disease, which could happen to any corporation. And then, as one example of big company disease, the turnover rate was way too low, which meant that there was a clear shortage of senior to leadership level staff with experience developing online mobile or F2P games. I didn't think about this because it's a family-owned company and they staff the entire like upper echelons with guillemots.
Yes.
Like, there's no way for people to rise from like, oh, I worked on this game, this online game, and now I worked on a Rainbow Six Siege online, and I know a lot about online. And so now when you're up at the upper tiers, that person finally gets promoted into management, and then when we're making decisions about what to do next, they're like, well, I know what sells and what doesn't.
Yeah.
As opposed to just a bunch of fucking French dudes that are like, I will tell you what sells. Sorry, I don't.
Well, they were all. We have to have the dude bro at the end where they're like, "I'll tell you what sells, bro."
Yeah,
like that's really where the only part you fucked up on.
And then here's the last part. On top of that, building a global development structure with subsidiaries outside of French-speaking regions in a company where French is the first language led to management issues unique to non-English speaking global corporations. This is one I hadn't heard before. Where
I
it's
didn't
like,
think about that
because
That's
they're
crazy.
based in France, that they treat French as the the company language. Well, man, you have fucking satellites in all over the goddamn place. Like if you're expecting those people to basically get on board the French train in order to have a shot at like management, well, that's definitely going to cause some issues. So.
No, yeah, Ubisoft has been in this weird. I can't even call it a death spiral because it's more like a plane that's slowly running out of fuel.
Yeah,
type of thing that's just like hovering around, waiting to get told to land, to refuel because they just keep going. Well, eventually it will land. But maybe if we use an NFT, they'll let us down, type of thing. It's like, no, it's like you guys have to just get down, regroup, and then take off again. The problem is you're running the same thing, thinking it's going to last forever.
It's like what Microsoft is doing, where you keep starting to go in a direction and then stopping, and then going in this, and then stopping, and then going in this and then stopping, and they're like, we need to do everything to see what works. And it's like, well, if you do everything, none of it's going to be very good. Like, you need to put your talent where it's supposed to be. And yeah, so I agree. Like, I didn't play Assassin's Creed Shadows, but I didn't do it because it was woke. I did it because I was like, fuck this game. I want to play Ghost of Yotai.
Yeah.
Like, that game is woke as shit.
Yeah, the issue comes in the fact that nobody cares about the IPs that Ubisoft has anymore.
You can't spend 10 years punching me in the dick and then be like, here, wait, why are you covering your dick? And I'm like, because you're going to punch me. And they're like, no, we're not going to do that this time. It's like, that's what you said the last 9 times.
And then the funniest part is, like, it turns out this is the one time they didn't.
They didn't.
But we didn't believe them, so we just didn't show up.
Right.
It's like, well, fuck you guys.
I've still heard that Star Wars game is pretty good. Like, it's got like a 77 on Metacritic with both audiences and reviewers.
Yeah. And
like,
it had more updates as it went on, so it was not as glitchy as it was when it first came out, because that was one of the issues it had when it first came out.
But then I tried to install it on Game Pass on my PC, and every time it tried to launch on Game Pass, it tried to launch the Ubisoft launcher, and the Ubisoft launcher locked up and crashed, and so it wouldn't start the game. It, like, literally the game was open, but
incredible.
It wouldn't initialize, and I was
incredible.
like, I'm not gonna work at this, you fuckers.
Yeah,
like,
fuck you guys.
Like, I'm not gonna work real hard to play this game that I was mildly interested in seeing what it was like.
It's also on sale like every 20 seconds type of thing. It's like, but that shows how well it didn't do.
It was on sale like 3 months after it came out.
Yeah,
like it was. Yeah. Anyway, in other news, there's a level designer at Ubisoft Montreal named David Michaud-Cromp, who basically said that Ubisoft put him on a 3-day suspension because he was talking shit about their new return to office policy online. And apparently this is a thing that you can do in other countries based on, it's called the duty of loyalty.
Oh my God.
It's like so what this is it's like a company, it's fucking bullshit is what it is, but it's like, you're not allowed to make disparaging remarks that could lower the value of the company that you work for. Like, you have a duty to make sure that you don't talk shit about a company, because that can make the company make less money.
Yeah.
And then that could end up, affecting a lot of people. But still.
No, it's a stupid fucking.
Still.
It's a stupid ass fucking thing.
Still. Because their return to office policy has been trash. Like,
it's real bad. And it makes sense because it's the same return to office policy that happens with a lot of companies in America as well.
Yeah.
Which is, it's designed to try to force people out more than it is to like actually keep an eye on them. And even then, they're also trying to keep an eye on them. They're babying them, which makes it even worse.
Yep.
Because they feel like, what the fuck is the point of any of this? Like, I am a grown ass man or a grown ass adult. I should be able to just work without somebody staring me down, and I shouldn't have to fucking drive in for something that is all computer based. And the internet's a lot better now than it was during the pandemic, because that was one of the issues they had back in the day. So it's like, what is the fucking point of this anymore?
It's getting rid of people. Yeah. Also, speaking of getting rid of people, at Ubisoft HQ in Paris, apparently they have entered, because in Europe, like, you can't just be like, get the fuck out of here, I had a bad night last night, I'm firing 400 people for no reason whatsoever. You have to like tell people. So apparently Ubisoft in France, like the main branch, is trying to come to an agreement to terminate 200 positions inside the main branch of Ubisoft.
That's a lot.
This is, they actually have to do this thing. It's called the Rupture Conventionnel Collective, which is like you have to negotiate because if you just like sack people, then you're on the hook for a lot more in Europe than in America.
Yeah, you have to pay them quite a bit still.
Yeah, so they're like trying to get them to accept, like they're trying to negotiate basically a severance package where how much money will it take for you guys to just get the fuck out of here?
Yeah,
and like then we don't have to do anything. Then we could just you can leave. But it makes me wonder again. What the fuck is happening over here? Like,
if anything, it just feels like Ubisoft finally spent all their money.
Yeah,
if that makes sense. Like, because there was a small time frame where they were, they tried to take them over, or which company was it? I remember there was a specific company that tried to take them over.
Yeah,
and that failed. And I feel like that's where they got spooked, and so that's why they decided to just sort of hunker down instead of still taking risks. They were worried they would lose money on it.
Yep.
Instead, that just caused them, like as you mentioned before, to lose money. And I think this is just like the beginning of their dying breaths type of thing.
Maybe
it's like that part of the end of What If Bender Turned Into a Human, where it's just the woos are still escaping the body.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, at this point, it's like they have the IP rights to a bunch of stuff, and I feel like they could probably keep stuff going a little bit, but like they have to make like a smart. They have to make a smart play, and they haven't been able to make a smart play for 10 years. So
it doesn't help that the people who would make that play are a bunch of dude bro French guys,
well, that's
French family men.
Yeah, that's actually another thing that we're seeing here is there was some internal reporting that there's a bunch of like basically complaining, like a lot of like complaining online and inside of Ubisoft about what all is going on, and a lot of it comes with people basically saying like, the board is full of old men and they don't know what the fuck they're doing. And like they're going to run this company into the ground, a company that has like, development offices and experience and like fucking IPs that they could leverage. Any of these things could be leveraged in order for you to make a thing that would be popular.
Yeah.
But that they're like, no, AI, wait,
AI.
NFTs.
Like they could easily just like license some of these things for money for shows and stuff. Like
they could find third-party developers.
Amazon would be perfectly cool with like making a bunch of Far Cry TV shows or an Assassin's Creed thing, but they just don't want to. They don't want to hand out their things to anybody.
Yep. So this is the reason I brought this one up is because of this one sentence, and this is a Kotaku article. Ubisoft's market cap before Ghost Recon Breakpoint was close to 10 billion euros. It's since fallen by 95% to about 500 million euros.
What the actual fuck?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That is, I mean, that's like, well, this is what we talk about in this recent time where we've had all this stuff. Management needs to be fired. Like, this doesn't have anything to do with creative control or creative decisions. This is what this is what management is doing. Like, you've destroyed 95%. You fucking put a guy on 3-day suspension for like, duty to not fuck up your company. This is a fucked up company here. Like,
anyone would have not only been fired, they wouldn't have been blacklisted forever.
$500 million valuation for all of Ubisoft?
That's fucking insane.
Are you kidding me with that shit? So, woof.
I just feel like there's some Saudi Arabia company rubbing their hands right now.
God, maybe.
Waiting for them to just be like, will anybody buy us?
Yeah, there was one of the French unions that had this quote basically saying that Guillemot is senile, he's screwing everything up and fucking the company. And then the very end of this was internally somebody literally posted the quote from Voss about the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Like
that is pretty amazing that that's what they did.
Yeah.
I've been hearing so much fucking turmoil from Ubisoft.
I mean, it's not like this is the first time. We've had this exact same story on the show for like 5 years now.
Yeah, but I feel like the employees are finally revolting. Is really what's going on.
Well, there's only big companies take a long time to die, but like they haven't made anything good in a long time. Well, no, actually, that is not.
That's not even true.
That's not true.
They just haven't made anything that's like Call of Duty level sales wise in a long time.
I love Rogue Prince of Persia. I loved the Prince of Persia Lost Crown before that. That was a great
really
game.
Good. And the Star Wars one, like you said, was okay. And people said that Assassin's Creed one was actually pretty good from what I hear.
Yeah, I mean,
but none of them sold gangbusters.
God, I was banging the fucking Immortals Phoenix Rising drum to anybody that would listen for about a year there. I'm just like, this is a really fun ass game, and nobody
canceled the sequel to it.
Yep.
Type of like, it's like they don't, even when something that they took a chance on seemed to do fine.
Yeah,
they don't let it continue, as they said. They stop and then they turn a different direction.
And the rest of it, where's a new Trials game?
Yeah,
you know, where's a new Rayman game, for fuck's sake? Like, you know,
they haven't even done a new Rabbids with that either.
I guess they
like
did
the Marios are the closest ones.
The Mario ones, and those were good games.
Yeah,
so
that was the last time anybody saw Rayman too. Yeah. Outside of that weird Netflix show that Ubisoft
Captain
did,
Laserhawk. Yeah,
that was a weird fucking thing that happened.
Yeah. So let's see. We also got, this is a pretty heartbreaking story. There's this voice actress named Iman Ayaz.
Oh, I heard about this too.
Basically spent 3 years recording for that Assassin's Creed or Prince of Persia Sands of Time remake. She said that they like came into the recording booth with a broken foot. They were really excited about this. Like, they had their whole life kind of planned out. They were hoping that this was going to launch them into like enough credibility that they could then get an agent, because they're in Canada, to come to the United States and get more voice acting roles. And I don't know, this is a separate thing. This is not just Ubisoft, because a lot of people do this. If you cancel something, could you please tell the people? I don't like this is another example where I watched this lady's video and she was like, yeah, my brother messaged me and he was like, are you okay? And she was like, what do you mean? And it was like, oh, the news on Twitter, because nobody let this person know that the project was canceled. Like, they found out about it when I found out about it.
Yeah, when everyone in the world found out about it is how they found out. And apparently that's some of the news for even the Ubisoft like game cancellation stuff in general. Some of the other team found out the same way. Yep. Like, it's like, oh, I guess I'm not working on this anymore.
Can you just set up some emails and then put them to the 5 minutes after you release the press release?
That would be pretty cool.
Like, just submit the press release and then hit send, and then like, hey,
well, the thing is, companies don't treat the way the cancellations of things the way there's, like, it's funny because there's not funny because this is kind of dark. Is that it's like, for some reason, companies don't understand the idea that people should be told ahead of time. Yeah. Of like anything. Like, I remember there didn't used to be a law that you could tell somebody whose family member died before they died before they told the news type of thing. Oh, like that used to not be a thing until somebody was like, no, we should common sensely tell them before anything happens. Yeah. And I feel like that should be a thing for jobs too. Yeah. Like, you should be told about something.
You tell me I'm fired before you tell Twitter.
Yeah. Like, you should tell me something devastating before you tell the rest of the world. Yep. So it's like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
We also got a bunch of like screenshots, like kind of art and screenshots from that Prince of Persia game. I mean, obviously these, like, somebody kind of put them together into a little slideshow. And like, I mean, it looks nice, but
some of this is like concept art.
Yeah, some of it's concept art,
and a lot of it's alpha, as they mentioned. So then a lot of the shadows and lighting aren't fully done yet.
But Ubisoft is also copyright striking this.
I'm not surprised by that, because honestly, it's like, it doesn't look like it's any different from what, like, some of the stuff that we're seeing is any different from what the trailer we saw was. Yeah, which honestly kind of shows that the trailer might have been alpha 2 as well. And I think they just don't want to admit that they weren't nearly as far as they thought they would have been by now.
Yeah, maybe so. Let's see. We also got a leak that this is the other one that I was thinking about today, where it's like, motherfuckers, would you just announce that fucking Assassin's Creed Black Flag remake? Like, everybody knows it's a fucking thing, okay? Like, I don't know why you're being all like, meh, well, no comment. Some website in this other country called Vinted is like put up this Edward Kenway
it's like a statue.
Yeah. He's like sitting on top of a treasure chest. He's got the fucking the steering wheel behind him, and it's got the Black Flag logo. And this is a new thing. This is not associated with anything else. And so it's like, yeah, this is a fucking thing. Like, I don't know why nobody will talk about it.
I think at this point even they don't know what they're going to release anymore.
Yeah,
like that's what's almost sad about the entire thing.
Well, because they also talked about everything that was in development got delayed.
Yes,
kind of nebulously delayed. And I guess since they haven't announced it, they didn't feel the need to talk about specifically what kind of delay it was. But we also got the news that Just Dance is getting more expensive because of the tariffs, right? We got to get those.
Sure, I guess.
Gotta get those dances for those other countries, and we're charging more for dances.
Some of these musicians aren't Americans.
That's right. Yes. So Just Dance is going to the Just Dance Plus is going from $4 to $5. 3 months is going from $10 to $13, and a full year is going from $25 to $30. This is not a huge increase, but they basically said like, all of the licensing revenue, all of the licensing costs went up, and so we have to charge more for Just Dance. And I'm like, I don't believe you. I don't believe you, because I read this news and I just got done talking about how you're downsizing and how you're strapped and how you're losing developers and how you're canceling projects. And it's like, no, you guys, we don't need more cash. It's because of the artists are making us pay more.
It's because of the woke artists.
That's right.
They don't speak French or anything.
Yeah,
weirdos.
So sure.
Sure, I guess. But even then, like,
fuck off.
Just Dance Plus was already kind of a iffy thing to begin with.
The fact that they started locking like last year's songs, even if I bought last year's version of Just Dance, it's like, no, last year's songs are on Just Dance Plus. But then the thing is, Michael, every year that I bought Just Dance, it always comes with 3 months of Just Dance Plus.
Yeah, like
for free. And it's like, well, who wants to play more than 3 months worth? I want to play like 3 hours of Just Dance for a video, and that's
the thing is they treat Just Dance like the way Rock Band used to be, which was that it used to be like a game that they played at every party.
Yep,
that's not Just Dance was never that fucking thing. Even one at its height, in my opinion.
Yep. Let's see. Moving over to the Xbox, I thought this was kind of fun. So last week we had that Xbox presentation where they had Fable and Forza and the Double Fine thing and Game Freak thing. So if people paid attention, they would notice that the Fable and a lot of those other games were coming out day and date, Xbox and PS5. But Forza is going to be releasing in March on the Xbox, and then at a later date on the PS5.
Yeah.
And so recently, the head of Xbox Game Studios, Craig Duncan, was asked like, "Por qué? Like,
what the fuck, bro? Yeah.
What? Why?" And I just wanted to keep this in here because the answer is just fucking like, okay, quote, "You see some games in one place, some games in multiple places. Just know that we're going to work on that, and we're going to try to be more consistent with what we do. If we're only in a position to release a game on a platform and not have it show up really well, then I think that we wouldn't do that. I think we would have a conversation internally and go, hey, unless we can do it really well and do the right thing by those players, then," and then he trails off and comes back and talks about it. So basically it sounds like it runs really poorly on the PS5. Like, you could have just said that. Like,
no, yeah, that's a lot of words.
Optimized.
That's a lot of words to just be like, look, it's just not as good working at the moment.
Yep.
Or even then, it might have been a lot of words for I actually don't know.
Yeah. Well, and then the question of like, well, why is Fable day and date? It's like there was obviously a point during the development cycle where Xbox was like, make it for everything.
Yeah. And
that this was probably in development before that.
And it probably is a game that doesn't have to worry about as much when it comes to certain things, if that makes sense. Because the thing about racing games is there's so much more that's being rendered at a quicker pace. Mm-hmm. So that's probably part of why it isn't optimized as well.
Absolutely. So that happened. Let's talk about hardware, Michael. Xbox had another quarter, and I don't want this to seem like it's a strange thing, because it's not, where Xbox hardware sales dropped more.
I'm shocked, Jeff. Shocked.
Yeah. So content and services revenue declined 5% in the last quarter. Xbox hardware revenue declined by 32%. Yeah. So this has happened pretty much. I mean, like last year it was down 29% over the same amount of time. And, like, of course it is. Of fucking course it is. 1, what games do I need an Xbox to play? 2, you raise the price of the Xbox Series X right before Christmas, you dunces. Like, you
Like,
raised
not
it,
by like a little bit too, by the way.
you raised it 3 times last year. 3, the Xbox Series S runs like shit. Everybody
Yes.
knows it. It's not the best thing in the world. It's fine. It'll work. It'll play some games fine. It's not like a crappity crap. But like everybody else is putting out new stuff. You got a PS5 Pro. You got a Nintendo Switch 2. This Xbox Series X sitting here is the one that I picked up at Walmart in like 2020 when it was released. Like,
Same. Yeah, mine's pretty old at this point.
like, why would I need, like, the people that want an Xbox, they probably already have one. And then you've also destroyed the entire Xbox culture because you keep putting your games out on the PS5 and it's like, well, if Fable's coming on the PS5, why the fuck would I buy a Series X? I'll buy a PS5 Pro. Like,
Yeah, you want to know how I realized how dead it was? I was talking to my girlfriend when Fable was coming out, and I was like, "So what are we gonna get Fable on? Because I have both."
Right.
So well, we're probably just gonna get on the PS5.
Right.
Like, why would we need to get it?
that's
on
where everything else is.
the Xbox.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's cool. Like there isn't even a refresh. There isn't even like a slim version or
The only refresh we got was they made it glittery, and they added another terabyte of memory, and that's it.
They made it uglier and put a little bit more memory.
And
in
then
it.
and then they increased the price of that, like not even a year later.
yeah.
And you're like, why? Why would I need to do that?
This is like the Ubisoft stuff where I'm like, do you guys not know that the rest of us are like, oh man, Sonic has a $6 fucking Smash Burger deal. I guess I'm going to eat at Sonic for a while because they have a deal right now. Like, the rest of us are trying not to spend all the money in the world on fucking hardware.
Yeah,
this is a hobby.
The Switch 2 is $500 right now, and even it's having some trouble selling at the moment.
Yeah,
you're fucking almost $800 console at this point.
Yeah. With nothing
on it.
With nothing.
Isn't worth it. Or isn't worth a damn. Because even your Game Pass thing isn't tied to the console itself. You can do that on PC.
Yep.
You can do it on your phone. Like, you don't have to have the Xbox
This is an Xbox. No, this TV is an Xbox. Everything's an Xbox. So why do you need to buy a fucking Xbox?
Real stupid. Like, no one... I don't want to say they betrayed the Xbox fandom, but they... basically did.
Okay, well, now that we're all warmed up, let's get to the real shit. So, sorry, I got one quick thing real fast. You know what? No, I'm cutting that. Target. So did you see this story? This is like on a Reddit, and this is a Target employee that was going around with a little hand scanner, and they were adjusting the prices on things at Target. And so like this is the Western Digital 1 terabyte C50 Xbox expansion card compatible with Xbox Series X and S. This was $150, and they're marking it up to $390.
Jesus, yeah, that thing was already expensive to begin with.
Yes. They also had, let's see, a SanDisk 2 terabyte external SSD, which went from $200 to $520. Like, this is well over 100% markup.
Yeah, I was looking at a guy. He was asking about buying the 2 terabyte one for, I think it was like $600 or something.
Yeah,
and people are like, you're spending how much on that? Because when I bought mine when it first came out.
Yeah,
when it first came out, it was still like $400.
Mm-hmm.
And I financed it and everything. But after that, it went down super quick, and then there were like even higher ones for the same amount I spent now.
Yeah.
Now those are in like the thousands.
Yeah.
Type of thing. It's like, oh, what the actual fuck?
Yeah. The Nintendo branded micro SD cards going from $20 to $67.
Fuck
Again,
me.
that's like that's over 200% increase. Like, 20 and 67, those are not huge numbers.
No.
But that's a huge fucking one-day increase from fucking this to 200% of that.
Yeah,
like,
even the Nintendo branded micro SD was already kind of like was more expensive than the normal SDs.
Yeah.
But imagine like the normal SDs are also doing this too.
Yeah.
Like none of it's cheap anymore.
Everything is ballooned, and it's all for a service that I don't fucking know anybody uses, like for anything outside of shit posting on the internet. Like,
Go for which thing?
For AI. It's all AI.
The AI
That's
thing.
the only reason all this
I
stuff
thought you were
is
talking
up.
about the things. No,
Yeah.
no, for AI, yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
Like,
I've been seeing some really stupid AI videos a lot lately.
Yeah. And then we also found out Okay, so this one really pissed me off. SK Hynix is a memory manufacturer, a NAND, I think, manufacturer.
I think so,
And they're memory. Okay, so they're doing it. They posted their latest earnings report. Okay, so this year they made $67 billion. Profit of $33 billion after expenses. That is a 47% increase over last year.
Jesus Christ.
So, like, here's the thing. This is like all the rest of this bullshit. It's the reason people are fucking mad all the time.
Yeah.
Is that like they're like, well, I mean, the fucking wafers, they cost more, so we've got to raise the price of the fucking hard drive. And to think it's like, yeah, if you made 10% more, I would be okay with that. If you made 15% more, I'd be a little grumbly. Made 20% more, I'd be like, well, it's fucking business. What are you gonna do? No, you're fucking like, you're skinning these fucking sheep, man. Like, it's like the inflation bullshit where they're like, well, what are you gonna do? It costs more because of the supply chain. And it's like, well, then why are your profits 200% more than they were last year?
And then
like,
the worst part is they never go down after that.
And then they never go down.
Yeah.
Yes, they never go down. So yeah, this is. I think this is gross. We also found out that there's Samsung, SK Hynix, and SanDisk. All this is a warning to people. Basically, have all said that they're going to double the cost of all of their stuff this year. So like, and not just like later this year, like soon, like in February,
within
type
like
of thing.
the next month or two. Like
Yes.
it's gonna. There are people that are panic buying computer parts right now.
Yes,
I keep seeing it like online, and it's like, oh, it's gonna be bad.
By the same token, Samsung's revenues are up by 22%. And you know, it's like it's also profits in the billions, man. Like,
Yeah.
like fuck's sake.
That's
like,
such a stupid amount of money that they're making, and they're doubling it already.
yeah.
It's like, and if the AI thing turns out to be a fad, and it all goes down, it's not going to go back down to the prices it was before.
Of course not.
At minimum, it'll go down maybe a couple hundred more than what it was before. Minimum.
Yep. I mean, yeah. But then, who the fuck knows when that's going to happen?
Yeah,
like,
that's the problem.
As near as I can
knows?
tell, again, I don't know anybody that uses AI in any way, shape, or form for like their job or their personal life or whatever.
The other thing is these AI centers haven't even been made yet.
Yep.
So we don't even know how long it's going to take for them to make them. How many of these things they're actually going to use?
Yep.
How many of them they're going to burn through too? By the way.
Yep.
So we don't know how long any of this will last. This is going to be a real fucking weird time for anybody's hobby.
I live in utter fear of any. Every time this winter that I accidentally have an electric shock go through me, I'm like, oh God, don't fuck up my RAM. Like, I want my RAM in a fucking plexiglass case inside of my computer, like stuffed with cotton so that it can't, like.
I'm terrified for the SSD that I bought for my PlayStation.
Yeah.
I'm like, if that thing fucking goes out, I am fucked.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. Like, Matt was asking me about buying a computer, and I feel like messaging him and being like, do it now.
Yeah.
Do it now.
I saw a tweet that said that. They're like, go to Costco and buy that weird ass computer.
Just whatever it
right
is.
now.
It doesn't matter what it is.
Doesn't fucking matter.
Just
Do
go.
it before it goes bad.
Come on, do it. Oh, yeah. Also, Intel announced that they are going to start prioritizing basically a big chunk of their chips to not to just to the AI sector, like this processors. We've already gone through memory and NAND, and now it's processors.
The whole thing is fucked.
Yeah,
I've heard even phones are gonna have like less RAM as time goes on because of it.
Yeah. God, it fucking sucks. And you know, the thing is that, like, it would be one thing if it sucked, but I was getting something out of it, but I'm not getting anything out of it. That's what I keep coming back to, is I'm like, what am I getting out of any of this horse shit? Like,
it's not like AI is like all of a sudden like, and then you get a bunch of money because of AI doing well.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't get anything out of this.
Yeah.
If anything, I'm getting every hobby that I love harder to do.
Yeah.
No matter what it is.
Yeah.
Like, it's
well,
kind of fucked.
You're not all the electronics are too expensive to buy, but at least you can go online and let a chatbot fuck your brain into the ground, and it's like,
yeah,
cool.
At least I can fuck Geralt from The Witcher.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
So
technically, that's the whole thing stupid.
here's a weird one. Valve has a 656 million pound lawsuit coming at it. That's like British pounds, not like a really heavy guy or something like that. So I read a lot about this. There's this lady in the UK. This is in the UK. And they tried to have it dismissed this week and they didn't get it dismissed. And the lady in the UK basically said, like, there are two things, and this is what I mean about Europe doing stuff differently. Two things that they're coming after Valve for. They're actually not in this article, so you would be able to read it. But like, one is Valve has a thing saying that like you can't put your game on sale anywhere besides Valve for lower than it is on their storefront.
Weird.
It's like against the policy. And the second thing is if you offer DLC for your game and you sell your game on Steam, you must require the DLC to be purchased through Steam. So you can't buy it's not like you can buy fucking Code Vein 2 on Steam and then buy the DLC elsewhere and then port it to Steam. And that's like not like keys, because like technically that's the same thing, right?
Yeah.
So they're basically saying that this is like propping up, or it's causing it to be an anti-competitive environment for other people to try to come into the PC gaming market.
Well, that's the argument about what Google and Apple were doing.
Yeah.
It's just that now somebody noticed that Steam has been doing it this whole time.
Yep. They also say that the 30% that they take is excessive, and it boxes out smaller developers that would be able to...
Isn't this after they adjusted too?
That was Epic. That was Epic. Epic adjusted down because of the Fortnite money, but...
No, I thought Steam did because of that happening too. But I think it was the amount of money you made, if I remember correctly.
It might have been.
This was a while back.
A thing that as it goes up. So anyway, they brought this suit. Valve tried to have it dismissed last week with kind of a bunch of procedural stuff, and the UK Labor Board said, like, nope, we're going to go ahead with it. So we'll see what happens. They're seeking like a 656 million pounds. And it's like a class action thing. So then, like, everybody who bought something on, there's one other thing. Yeah, everybody get like $5 or something. Like, it's,
there's a lot of people who use Steam. Yeah.
In Europe or in the UK specifically, this was filed on behalf of all Steam users of the platform, because in the UK, it's an opt-out system. So you can say, I file on behalf of everyone named Jeff. And the only way for that not to be the case is all the rest of the Jeffs have to say no.
Oh, that's
like,
interesting.
Otherwise, I could bring a lawsuit on behalf of all the Jeffs, like, which is a strange thing. So I'm like, could Steam do a thing where if you're in the UK and you log into Steam, it brings up a window and it's like, hey, do you want to be part of this lawsuit? If not, I'll give you a fucking Steam trading card.
That would be really funny.
Click this box.
Give you a loot box. That'll be fine.
Oh, God, we don't have time for this, Michael. High Guard came out and nobody likes it. Let's see. They took the from the creators of Apex Legends and Titanfall off of the Steam page.
Wait, really?
Yep. There was a thing. They just took it off there. People are like, don't know why. Think that it might be because you just can't associate your game with another game like that.
It's probably because they also don't own the IPs for those.
Very possibly. Let's see. Really Jeff Keighley came out and was on Twitter asking people about their thoughts on High Guard. Everyone was like, "We fucking hate it." And at which point, somebody actually asked Jeff Keighley, like, "So you got paid for this, right?" And he was like, "Lol, no." And it's like, okay, don't lull me, man. Like, this saga has been a little fucked up. And when you hear the actual story where they wanted to just stealth drop it, and then Keighley convinced them to put it at the end of it. He was like, no, we need to give this thing a fucking platform, and I'm going to hype the shit out of it. Because we played that game, and it probably would have been better if it had just quietly come out.
Yeah.
As opposed to having this fucking, like, shit going on.
Especially with Jeff being like, this is going to blow everyone's minds. You're going to come so much, you're going to pass out type of thing. And you're like... And then they showed it, and you're like, that's it? And then the game came out, and you're like, that's also it?
Yep.
Like, what the fuck, dude?
Let's see. Also, this brought up a whole thing. I don't know if you saw this. There were a bunch of developers online that were like, you might not like High Guard, but like, don't be mean to people about it. Like, they're still fucking people. Like, Sven Vicky had this whole thing about, like, you remember when you were in school, you had to give a report in front of the class and how scared you are. That's how a lot of indie developers feel, and you shouldn't bash on them. Otherwise, they're just gonna like get their feelings hurt. And they're gonna leave, and they're never gonna come back again. And I read all this. Cliff Bleszinski of all people fucking weighed in on this. They were like, I think his thing was like, when did it become popular to just bash on shit on the internet? And I was like, always Cliff.
Pretty much when the internet existed.
From the day that it got turned on.
That's kind of the thing, yeah.
When did it, here's the quote from Cliff, when did it become trendy to hate on a new game? Been seeing it more and more in recent years. It's exhausting. And it's like, okay, I have a thing to say about this. I do not believe that you should come at people on Twitter for making a game that you don't like.
Yes.
However, it is fine to roast a bad game. What is bad? I have not yet seen a thing where something like Highguard, like, we played it. That game has problems.
It has problems.
It's not fun and it's got problems.
It's
like,
not a perfect game. It's not like fucking Mass Effect 3 came out.
Right.
Actually, no, we did that to Mass Effect 3. It's not like Mass Effect 2 came out.
Yes.
And we ended up doing that because Mass Effect 2 is flawless.
Yes.
And so, like, it's just what it is. And the thing is, like, the other reason this happened wasn't because it came out. This is because of the circumstances around it.
Yep.
This isn't dunking on just the game. This is dunking on Jeff Keighley specifically.
Like, here's Mark Rain, the vice president of Epic Games. It's like, it's downright horrible, especially a free game from a new studio. Just so sad. This is a hobby for people. They should approach with joy, not hatred. It is okay to call a bad thing what you do not like bad.
Yes.
The internet was basically made for people to be like, I think tater tots are a crime against humanity. And people are like, I will come to your house and fuck you to death. I love tater tots, and I will never be silenced by you anti-tater tots people. Like, if you're not irritating the people, and like with Sven Vicky, I was like, listen, man. if your developers are such special little babies and they're such little artistic geniuses who must be protected from the wiles of the world, don't go on Twitter. Like, stay the fuck off of social media.
Yeah.
Like, I know that that's a weird thing to say sometimes, but like, I do think that there's a certain amount of friction. Like, I signed up for a platform that lets anybody say whatever they want to me. And then they did.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm going to say what the mayor said in Ghostbusters 2.
Right.
It's every citizen's, like, ability to treat other people like dirt.
Right.
It's their right to do it.
Like, again.
You can't just go on the internet and tell everybody to be nice to each other. It's just not. Instead, you're just going to get dunked on even harder for that.
Yes. Like, Sven Minkey, I think you're great and everything, but like, I don't know. Here's his quote. I don't like people shitting on things other people have created. Putting something out there in the world makes you vulnerable, and that alone deserves respect. If you dislike the creation, it's easy to destroy things. It's a lot harder to build them. The best critics understand this. Even when they're being critical, they do their best not to be hurtful. Yes, but like, it's okay. Again, I think there's a dividing line between like personal attacks and just like, I don't like it.
Yes.
I don't like it. It's okay to say, I don't like it. You know?
Because not everybody is saying the game is the worst fucking thing I've ever played and Jeff Keighley should die.
Yeah.
Some of them are going like, look, I wish there was more than 3 people on my team.
Yes.
Some are like, hey, I wish my armor wasn't made of paper.
Yes.
Type of thing. Like, there are genuine criticisms that you can have in this game.
Yes.
And these people just need to understand that all they have to do is sort through it and then make their game better.
Yep.
And that's every game.
There's a potential for that game. You know, it is free to play.
Yeah.
It has some cool skins. Like, give me more people on the map.
It's free to play. It's been a week. Like,
it's been
you have
3
time.
days. Like, yeah.
You have time. Don't fucking do this.
3v3. That was a weird idea, and I don't know why they did that. Like, there's other stuff you could do to make that game better.
And Sony's not behind you going, so where's my money type of thing. You push the buttons that you do, man.
There was a whole story about how they released Apex Legends. Like, they shoved it out the door when it was half done.
Yeah.
And how they didn't do that this time. And it's like, okay,
cool.
Well, then I'm able to judge your product. It's not an early access. All right, real quick, Michael. I'm going to do 2 of these, and then I'm going to let you go crazy in the next part. The Bloober team is going to announce something on February 14th, Valentine's Day. They've got a little thing. It's a site with a rose. It says, some things never leave the walls. They only learn to wait. There's a little play button that reads a creepy poem. Some people think this might be a Rule of Rose remake. I don't know. It could be just the regular Silent Hill. Maybe. That Silent Hill movie came out, had the lowest U.S. box office opening in franchise history, in the Silent Hill franchise history.
Okay.
So the first one made $16 million the first weekend. Wait.
Yeah, they're saying it made that much, but 9 million of that came from China, is what it says.
Right. I know there was a part where they showed the for each one of them. So 16 million. Return from Silent Hill, the bad one nobody liked, was 19.3 million, and the first one was 20.2. So basically it's just like kind of eking down. I've heard nothing but bad stuff.
Everyone I know says it's the worst, one of the worst things I've ever seen. Yeah. I saw a screenshot that made me laugh so hard because it was like him in a beard, but it was clearly one of those like
a
stick-on beards. Like, it looked terrible.
Let's see. There's an interesting report from Capcom where it turns out that all the women in the office were very particular and made a lot of like suggestions when they were aging up Leon to be the hot uncle version that he is in that new Resident Evil game. Like, to the point where they were like critiquing like the wrinkles on his neck to try to make sure that he was like hunkified but in a mature way, but like, you guys aren't fucking this up. So apparently all the ladies in the office were like, if you guys make Leon Kennedy unfuckable, I will come to your house. I will do so many things and you will like none of them. So
that's fucking incredible. Good for them.
Yeah, for
making the daddy Leon that everybody wanted.
And then last but not least, apparently the new Monster Hunter Wilds patch on the PC makes the game run better. They've been saying for a year they're going to do that, and it's been consistently bad. But apparently this latest patch, according to early reports, makes the game run better. Maybe in a week I'm going to be back here telling y'all that it also destroys your RAM, and you have to buy $600 RAM sticks.
Yeah, that makes your PlayStation explode.
It makes your PlayStation explode
immediately.
Because this is specifically for the PC.
Okay, what makes your PC explode?
Makes your PC explode.
And it makes cat noises just before it does it.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, we have got more trailers, so stick around, and we'll see you in just a minute. And we are in the home stretch. Why do you always take a drink of water right when I start talking?
Because I'm thirsty.
It makes me have to keep saying stuff even when I don't want to have to keep saying stuff. God damn it, Michael.
Because I'm thirsty for justice.
I'm gonna start not starting until you're done drinking your water. We got trailers left to go. I figured I would let you take the lead here. Announcement last week for the big Dragon Ball new game project Age 1000.
Yes, so they're making a new Dragon Ball game. No one's 100% certain what it's going to be. So there are theories that it might be a new MMO.
Okay.
A long time ago, they made a Dragon Ball MMO. The reason that's the theory is that the term Age 1000 refers to the year. And because Dragon Ball takes place usually around the years of the 700s. Yeah. And so this would mean this is like 300 to 400 years in the future. Yeah. And so Akira Toriyama apparently made like one like a design before he died for this game, which is the character that pops up in this trailer, who's just some white-haired Saiyan. And he's like doing a bunch of moves that are references to other things like throughout the series. And so nobody's truly knows what this is going to be about, but we're all really excited because it's like, you know, when you do something that's outside of the timeline, you can do whatever the fuck you want because you don't have to worry about going, well, you know, that doesn't make any sense because of this and that. It's like, it's 400 years in the future. It doesn't fucking have to make sense. Yeah. It's like the way 2099 is, where everybody starts saying shock type of thing. Sure. Like, why would people do that? It's like, who the fuck cares? It's the future, man. Fuck off. Yeah. And so I'm hoping to see some like really fun things that come out of it, and like a new set of villains and stuff that would be kind of cool. Do you have faith that without Toriyama at the helm that they could still make good Dragon Ball? Well, this is a game, and like they've always made games without him. Yeah. So it's like
But I understand most of them have been trash, though, right? Like,
well, no. The thing is that like he always gives them like a handful of ideas, and then they do stuff with it. Okay. Kind of thing. And so that's what people are hoping will happen. They just like they use his ideas in a very nice, fun way. So I'm not expecting this to be like, you know, this wasn't going to be like his pet project or anything. Like Daima was his pet project before he died. Yeah. So we're just hoping that this is like something that's worth playing and not a phone game or something like that, or not some thing that only stays in Japan for some reason, like that happened with the MMO.
Some kind of online multiplayer only extraction shooter.
Yeah, we're hoping it's none of those specific weird things.
Yeah.
And so we're excited, and with Toriyama gone, we're bummed, but the thing is that like he was very good at drawing a lot of designs and then giving them to people and then letting them do whatever they wanted with them.
Mm-hmm.
And we're at the final tail end of all that stuff, because it's clear that a lot of the stuff was being worked on even before he died.
Right.
So this might be like his final like set of designs that ever pop up.
Okay.
So I'm curious to see what his last new Dragon Ball designs are.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't have very much right now outside of a little teaser. So
yeah, the guy looks like he's got sort of a great Saiyaman type color scheme. He's got white hair and he can turn Super Saiyan.
Yep.
And do moves that everybody knows how to do. So that's all we know at the moment.
Well, let's see. Speaking of anime that I watch, we've got the launch. It's right around the corner. There's a couple of trailers that came out for that My Hero Academia All's Justice, showing a lot of the stuff. It's funny. It's showing off, like, there's another trailer that's all character based, but like most of what's in this trailer is kind of just showing different scenes from outside of their weird dumb open world thing, mostly just kind of scenes from the last season. So showing a lot of the kind of climactic battles that happened in the last season. That's obviously the big draw here.
Yeah. Relive all the things.
Right. So it's all the matchups that were in the final season. Which, I looked at it, I was like, this trailer is kind of a spoiler. Like,
it's one gigantic spoiler. What I like about it, though, is that it shows that they're willing to add blood to their character models, though.
Yep.
Because there's so many of these games where they're like, well, who really needs to see the blood on the character? And they're actually like seeing, Ochaka covered in it, and same with Bakugo.
Yep.
It's like, okay, cool. You guys are willing to go a little bit further than some of these anime games do.
You should be able to shed a little bit of blood at the very end of the franchise.
Yeah, but game wise, they don't usually, even when there's blood in the franchise, they don't usually put it in the games themselves.
They also had this the full roster trailer that showed off. It was basically just like everybody's here. I mean, fucking Edshot and Mirko and everybody in Class 2 and fucking Lemillions and all of them. The Present Mike and fucking, and they keep going far back. Fucking Gentle Criminals up in here. Lady Nagant's up in here. Everybody's up in here, Michael.
That's a lot of guys.
I mean, this is like, we're barely, I'm barely a third of the way through. Of course, the entire class, a lot of the villains are here. Like I said, a lot of Class 2 is here. You got Hawks, basically anybody that you would need to do any matchup. But then, like, as it kept going on, like, you start getting into some of the deep cuts, but then, like, there's definitely characters from previous arcs are in here that are not alive at this point.
And there's some spoilery characters too.
Yep. And I mean, like, even that muscle dude from like the second season, and the gangster dude.
Yeah, it's like, why is that guy here?
Like, everybody's here. I mean, it just basically seems like they got fucking like Nobbies are here, like just the big weirdos are here.
Some of it's clear that it feels like they're just gonna have a lot of the bigger. It's gonna have like a recap of a lot of the original seasons,
or even just like. Well, I know they've got that whole weird open world part, right, where you're like going around a weird simulation city for some fucking reason. This thing comes out next week. Like,
it's next week? Yeah, it's a Wednesday. Yeah, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah. No, it's a Friday of next week. February 6th.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought.
But
that's right, sorry.
It also seems like they've got a lot of characters that are in here for just like, well, what if this guy fought that guy during this battle type of thing. So
yeah, there's a lot of older Deku outfits too.
Yeah, they've got a lot of different versions of a lot of the different characters, older versions and newer versions and stuff. So seems like a game for the fans. I don't know. I always like start somewhat excited and then realize it's like, oh right, but like I already played all this, and then the original stuff isn't very good.
That's the thing. Yeah, you can get excited because you're like, look how detailed they are, and then you remember it's just a kind of a generic arena fighter.
Yeah,
a lot. Because even the ones that I remember beforehand, I'm like, I like that I'm able to do these, but I don't feel like I'm doing anything that's all that interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I there's a part of me that like was so psyched for the final season that I'm almost like I'd almost like to just play the game again instead of watching it again, like just as a like this is basically just a rewatch.
Yeah.
But
so now you've discovered that part of anime games that people play them for.
But that's a justification that I tell myself, and I know that it's not going to end up being a real thing. So.
No, but it's the reason I play a lot of Dragon Ball games.
Yeah,
it's actually shorter to do the game than to watch the entire show.
Speaking of everybody being in everything, we did get the formal release of The Office in Fortnite. They put Michael Scott and Dwight Schrute in Fortnite. The fact you can now club fucking Peely to death with a Dundee, I guess, is a thing that I can say now in this world.
Yeah, you can now be Steve Carell fighting alongside Goku and Batman and Superbad and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, this is a weird timeline.
Yep.
And the fact that this happened at all is fucking weird to me. But that's what this entire year's been, or actually even last year.
Yeah.
Is this them being like, here's a random fucking collab we got.
Yep.
Like the Danny Phantom one caught me off guard. There's another one coming out next week that caught me off guard.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, where in the hell did you get all these collabs all of a sudden?
I think it's just, they have the money to go to NBC and be like, what else you got? Give us The Office. But also, I don't know. Where's Stanley? I want to play a Stanley in Fortnite.
I'm amazed Jim's not one of them, of the three, or the two.
Jim can't actually hit people. It's outside of John Krasinski's contract.
Well,
so.
they should have had at least the emote of his stare.
It's you can't have Jim, but you could have Jack Ryan. You can have him as Jack Ryan.
Have him as Jack Ryan. Just fuck it.
So yeah,
get all the actors, but like as a different character that they were.
Yeah. What did they put? What's her face? That was in the lady in the back office. The date's Ryan.
Oh,
she was.
I'm gonna say Velma because I can't. Mindy Kaling.
Yeah, Mandy Kaling. Yeah, she would have been great.
She would have been great. Yeah, she would have definitely murdered everyone.
So, or even what's his face? The
Creed. Oh no!
Creed
would definitely kill
Creed
everyone.
Is an actual criminal.
Yes, he is.
Who's Andy? Like Rage Andy from
Rage
season
Andy.
3 would have been fine.
There should have been a chili dropping emote too. Actually, that would have been fun.
Yep. Anyway. Speaking of crossover, well, this isn't even a crossover. This is just his own game. Invincible Versus is announced. Anissa and Lucan. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's Lucan. Yeah, 2
of the Viltrumites. This is one of those ones where, like, the longer that Invincible keeps announcing new characters, I'm like, okay, well now you're doing deep comic book cuts that I don't know because I haven't read that far in the comic, and the last season of the show was like last year. So
yeah, they were both in, I think, the second season.
Oh, okay.
Because he's the one that Omni-Man ripped the guts out of originally.
Oh, okay.
Before he gets taken, and she's the one that, like, in the show. She does something much more fucked up later on in the comic, but in the show at the moment,
is she the one that does the fucked up shit in the comics?
Yes, but she's the one who threatens Amber before they break up or whatever.
Okay,
she's that character.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it looks like the thing is that, like, when it comes to a fighting game, these characters. Like, just shoving all the characters in the world in your fighting game doesn't mean anything if they don't have, like, a recognizable, like, set of moves. And a lot of Invincible trailers just become like, here's that one move you remember from the show, and then also somebody getting their head beat in for like 2 minutes.
That's kind of the show, though, is the thing. Like, the show is just like, watch them. There's no real, like, rememberable things because all they do is punch each other to death.
Yeah.
Like there's no, like Kamehameha type thing.
Sure.
For this, like, Invincible doesn't have anything other than I will punch you harder. So
right. Like, but I don't know. It just neither of these characters I feel like are iconic enough.
Well, that's the funny thing about the game. This game so far is they keep going, and then we added another Viltrumite wearing the same white outfit.
Right.
You're like, okay, what else do you have?
Like, when they announced that Cecil was going to be a character, I'm like, well, that's interesting. Okay, sure.
At least that's kind of neat, I guess.
But yeah. Anyway,
yeah, I'm still excited because it's made by the people who originally made Killer Instinct. So
I'm also excited because I want Injustice 3, and this is as close as I'm going to get. So
okay.
Let's see. Speaking of other superheroes, we got the announcement of 2 new characters for that Scott Pilgrim EX game.
That's out soon, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty soon. A lot of stuff coming out in March and April. So Robot 01, I don't remember that character.
He's from the book,
I'm sure. And then Matthew Patel with his demon hipster chicks. So
okay.
Yeah, this game looks amazing. I mean, it looks just like fucking exactly what I want. A big crazy ass beat 'em up with a lot of weird mechanics and enemies and areas and all kinds of crazy shit. So
yeah, if I remember correctly, that robot is because in the book the twins are they make robotic things.
Yeah.
Instead of being like a battle of the bands thing.
Yeah.
So they make that robot first to fight Scott. And
okay.
And then so forth and so forth.
And then we got a release date. They did a little punch out homage. And the release date is March 3rd. So,
okay, yeah, that's very soon. I'm very excited because I'm such a big fan of this company because they've made such amazing beat 'em ups consistently.
Yeah, tribute. Yep.
And I'm a big fan of Scott Pilgrim.
Yep. Yeah. Interesting to see it getting a little bit of a comeback. So let's see. From there, we got the announcement. This is very strange. There's a new Witcher game, but don't get too excited because it's a version of Reigns, that game where you swipe left or swipe right.
Oh yeah,
and you've got different things where you got meters that go up or down depending on whether you swipe left or swipe right. But they're doing one for The Witcher, so it's instead of I think the last one they did was a sci-fi one, but now it's basically it's just a Witcher version of Reigns where you can just swipe back and forth and play a little Witcher adventure without having to do that much. These are great phone games. These are some of my favorite phone games.
They're very good. They're better phone games than they are doing it on an actual big screen.
Yeah, which you still can, but they really do work very well as phone games.
Even when you play it on a big screen, it just has the thing on the left and the right.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't really add that much more.
All you do in these games is pretty much swipe left or swipe right.
Yeah,
so.
it's kind of fun. I remember we did one of these one time.
Yep.
I don't remember which one it was though.
I don't either. There's been a few. Let's see. We got the Marathon has started putting out some cinematic trailers. Poor Marathon. This one is for the Destroyer shell. I still like watching these because I like the fucking art style of Marathon.
Yeah, they did a really good job making it look really cool.
Yeah.
The problem is they haven't done a good job at selling me on the game.
No.
Although I keep seeing comments of people being genuinely excited.
Yeah.
I think Art creators really turn people on to what they expect.
Yep.
And so they're actually excited at the idea of another version of an Art creators type thing.
Yeah, I could see that because Art creators really, I didn't think Art creators could do that well when it came out.
I didn't either, but it really turned people around on the idea of extraction shooters.
Yeah. This character is a heavy character, and they've got a shield, and it's a cool trailer. It's got a kind of nice little art style with all the pink and green and stuff, very kind of neon colors. So yeah, it looks all right. I also just really like this. I love the style that they've used for all of the text and stuff. That kind of.
It's the reason I wish this was just a story game, or at least a Halo-y type shooter.
If it had a single player mode, man, I'd be all over it.
Same.
I'd be all over it. I might give it a shot depending on how it goes for the show, but if it had a single player mode, I'd be much more excited. So we got the launch trailer for Code Vein 2. By the time you hear this, it'll already be out. This is a hot load of anime nonsense. I watched it with the sound turned on, and it doesn't help the understanding. There's time travel, and I don't know if they're vampires anymore. And there's heroes, and then there's a lady with gigantic boobs, and
which is pretty normal for this because it used to be was the main protagonist in the last one.
Well, yeah, but the lady in this one has the most gigantic boobs I've ever seen. They're ridiculous.
Wow.
She's incredibly tall and thin, but with the world's most massive milkers just
I think
stapled.
The size of her head.
I think they might be bigger than her head. So, but yeah, I don't know. The initial reviews of this seem like they've been real mixed. Apparently, they toned down the character creator, so the character creator on Steam has overwhelmingly negative because you can't. I don't know.
That's pretty lame. Actually,
do stuff. And then apparently it's just apparently people aren't liking it as much as the first one, but I don't know. I haven't done any videos for it yet. I didn't think the first one was likable enough to keep playing. So
it was very Souls like.
Yep.
Whereas I think they might have. I wouldn't be surprised if they toned it back a bit.
I saw one comment that said, "Oh, this version has way too many cutscenes," and I'm like, "Oh, I might like that more. Like if it had a story that I could follow as opposed to just being like." Because I remember it being long stretches of just kind of boring fighting over and over again.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I don't know. I like the way it looks. I think the graphics and everything and the art style is great. And I'm not at all swayed by the giantest anime boobies in a game, which is saying something.
No, yeah, you see one set, you start kind of seeing them all after a while.
You got to do something to stand out from the pack, and boy, have you ever!
Yeah,
like woof.
Wow,
Woof.
wowzers.
Yep, that's what I said.
She's got a great set of bowling fingers, Jeff.
She's got huge tracts of land. Fatal Frame 2 Crimson Butterfly remake got an overview, so it's just showing off some of the new stuff happening in this. I keep forgetting that this was a PS2 game.
I always forget that too because they've made a lot of Fatal Frame games.
Yeah,
they've also made a lot of Fatal Fury
also
games.
have added a bunch of new stuff. So there's there's a filter that you can use to see things from the past. There's a thing you can do to like pull things out from the past. There's certain new puzzle elements that because I did a sequential of this with Amanda. So like I played this not that long ago.
Okay.
And there's definitely some new stuff in here. Unbinding of blood. There's also, it was an interesting thing I saw where there's a big part of this game where you have to you and your sister are in the same area. And apparently now if you hold hands with your sister, it restores your health slowly. And I'm like, oh, well, that's a
very fun thing.
It's a nice mechanic to give you a reason to do that instead of just having to lug around a bunch of dead weight.
Yeah. Come on, weirdo.
Yeah. Did you ever play Crimson Butterfly?
No, but I played I think the one after it because I think that was on the 360. I think is what it was. Because and that was how I was introduced to it. My friend showed it to me, and I was like, "Oh, these are really cool." And then he showed me the others, but I never played them. And then we were always surprised they never made a version for the fucking Wii U because that would have been fucking perfect to do
up the
with.
Wii U and
they just never did.
Yep. I'm surprised they haven't made a modern one where you have a cell phone.
Yeah.
Cell phone obscura. I don't know. I mean, it looks like a good remake, and I think that Fatal Frame 2 is a good story. Amanda and I found it to be a little too... it was a little bit old Resident Evil where it's it's unclear to go where we need to go. So because we weren't paying enough attention to what the last person said. So now you have to go everywhere or look it up on the internet. So I'm hoping that they streamline that a little bit. The game itself is coming out March 12th. There's a demo coming out March 5th. There's a bunch of pre-order bullshit where you can get some alternate costumes and some cat ears that you can put on the two girls.
Everyone loves cat ears for some reason in Japan.
Yep. So yeah. Also coming out in a month. So there you go.
When was Invincible coming out? Is that also within the next month, I think?
I think Invincible is February, right?
I could have sworn it was March.
Oh, no, wait. I think it was April. I should have had that trailer still up there. So Invincible Versus is coming out April 30th.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought it was March.
Yeah.
But that means I have time.
Let's see. Going over, we got a lot of horror stuff this week. The Killer Inn, which we haven't heard about for a while.
I forgot about this
Got
thing.
a Steam Early Access announcement trailer that came out. For anybody who forgot, this is it's like Werewolf, but everybody has guns.
Well, it's like Werewolf and Among Us, but everybody has guns.
Yeah.
But you have to solve mysteries, figure out who the killer is, and then shoot them to death.
So I learned a little bit more from this trailer where it's you can examine dead bodies and it will give you basically a clue piece of information. So it'll be if you spend the time looking at this body, you'll be oh, the killer had a blue outfit on, and so you'll get one little piece at a time. And so then you try to use that to figure out whether you can, because there's the sheep and the wolves. You try to figure out if you can find the wolves. But it also appears, from what I can see in this trailer at least, that you could kind of just kill whoever you want to whenever you want to. But that could be a problem because if you kill your team, then you could just lose because you're killing off your own team. And it's kind of the idea
assume
of
you're the killer too, so they'll just shoot you to death.
Right. So the idea of having an Among Us that is 100% lethal all the time, I now understand what they're going for with this game.
Yeah, that's
right?
that actually is way more interesting now than what I thought it was.
Right. It's more like the I think it's going to hew more towards like the Assassin's Creed multiplayer than like Among Us, because you can always just immediately try to shoot somebody in the face.
I also think this will be a great game to watch people stream.
Yes. It looks like it's definitely a streamer game.
There's going to be so much comedic shit where somebody's just like, well, maybe I'm the killer, and then they shoot him dead or some shit like that. Like, there's going to be some really dumb shit that'll happen in this game. I kind of hope that it takes off because of that reason.
I do too. And it's going into early access February 12th. This is also Square Enix is publishing this, which I think is why it's...
Did it say TBS games? Is that like its own thing?
Tactic Studio TBS Games.
I don't know what that means. I don't know if TBS
Tokyo
is making
Broadcasting's, it says at the bottom.
Oh, Tokyo. Okay.
Square Enix / Tokyo Broadcasting System Television.
Right.
Is this an anime? Is this based on an existing?
Not that I know of.
Killer in.
Or maybe they're going to make an
competitive game. Maybe. Maybe they're going to make an adaptation about it. They made an adaptation of that Nausea game, and that was a deduction game. So
an entire anime of Death Note based on that Sherlock Holmes. Just kidding. That's a weird fucking game that happened when they did that.
They made that cybernetic Sherlock Holmes game for the future when Konami made that weird Among Us.
I do remember that.
It was very bizarre.
I think it died pretty quickly.
Yeah. We got the we got the launch trailer for Hellmart. So this is another mashup game where half of it is run the grocery store, stock the shelves, and like help the customers and ring them up, the kind of store simulator games that we've seen. And the other half of it is there's a monster that's trying to kill you at night. So when you close the store, then like the monster comes and you have to use the money that you earned during the day to like fill up the generator and board up the doors and like get an axe and stuff like that.
Oh, that's kind of fun.
This came out on Steam last week, and this was you remember when I told you when we were playing Hellguard that I had something else that we could play? It was this.
Oh, okay.
But I kind of wanted to give this like its own like showcase if it turned out to be
call it Hellguard instead of Highguard?
Hellmart. Not
you had a real bad experience with Highguard.
I did. This has got a really weird big ass monster, like crazy,
that's pretty fun,
weird looking monster. So, out now. Let's see. We got the launch trailer also for the 18th Attic, which is another horror game that I've been kind of interested in. I've seen a few trailers for this before. You're like in an attic. There's something going on. You have it seems like your main interaction with the world is a Polaroid camera.
Oh, okay.
Because it's like only the camera can document what you see. But then there's like, I think there might be like a if you look away from the thing, then it moves, kind of a weeping angel type of thing.
Yeah.
That you might be able to then use the photograph to keep looking at it or something. I don't really know. There's a lot going on in here, and I can't really tell exactly what it is, but it seems like kind of interesting. It's kind of got like an interesting idea behind it. So I'm gonna have to give this one a look as well.
I'm a big fan of like innovative horror idea type things, because that's the thing that I always think is great about games is you can do so much more with horror than you would with movies and stuff, because you don't have to really make it realistic. You just have to make it match the world that's around it.
Yep.
And that's really what it really makes things a little creepier because of it.
And then the scares tend to be higher because you are the one in control.
Yes.
Like, so the consequences are for you. We also got the release date for Project Songbird. This is we heard about this a long time ago. A musician goes to the woods to this cabin that's supposed to help people like get their mojo back, and then they end up kind of going into like a kind of a portal or like a door in the woods, and then it's like this kind of weird Silent Hillish monster realm full of crazy, creepy guys. I remember seeing a trailer for this a while back. I like any horror game that gives me a gun to shoot at the monsters with. So I feel like I kind of want to maybe give this one a shot.
They got some bigger voice, or not bigger voice actors, but the voice actors that are in bigger things in here. One of them is the guy who does right now he's known for the voice for Daredevil and Marvel Rivals, and the MMA guy in Street Fighter 6. The guy who's on the cover. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. Luke, I think was his name.
Oh yeah. That's coming out March 26th.
So that's really cool.
Yeah. I saw a game called Fear the Time Loop.
Okay.
Which appears to be kind of like a third-person. It looks a lot like a Resident Evil game.
Yeah,
where
you're
there's
just the sheriff of a Resident Evil game.
You're sheriff, and there's like a cult. There's a lot of weird, like supernatural shit going on, but there's also monsters and stuff. They have like real life footage of like, the police have been criticized for not solving this murder properly. But I like time loop games. I think that's a great, like, because of the structure of video games, I think time loop as a story concept makes, like, perfectly integrates with a game in a way that I would like to see more of. So it also just looks kind of nice, like kind of third person throwback. Guy's got a shotgun walking around weird halls, shooting motherfuckers.
Again, I appreciate a horror game that lets you fight back.
Yeah.
Like, there's too many horror games where they're like, wasn't it scary that you can't do anything about it? I'm like, it's not nearly as scary as, like, being like, well, I can do something about it, but I don't have enough to do something about it.
Right.
Type of thing.
Yeah.
Like, that's so much more horrifying sometimes.
So, yeah. I think it looks pretty interesting. It's coming out sometime in January, so by the time you hear this, I guess it's already out. Because
January ends pretty much.
it's coming January 30th.
Or so that's So it will definitely be out by the time you listen to this.
I don't remember if I got this in a previous one, but that Chrysol game, that Theater of Souls game, the kind of Spanish themed one with the blood gun and the puppets and stuff. That one got a release date trailer. I'm super psyched for this. So
what's the release date for it now?
It is, let's see, February 10th.
It's like, that's way sooner than I thought.
Like fucking in a week.
My god, I'm really excited for this thing. I'm gonna wait for reviews on it, but I may end up getting this if whenever it comes out.
Yeah,
because it just looks really fucking cool.
Saw some more stuff and some of the like dev diaries of it. I like the fact they showed a new enemy. They're really trying to like make all the enemies have like a specific thing that relates to kind of like church iconography. I like this one that they show in this one where it's an invisible enemy that is stained glass.
Oh, that's really fucking cool.
Yeah. So cool stuff. I'm really interested in this game. I haven't played the demo because I want to go into it very blind. So.
I keep forgetting there is a demo because I also want to go into it kind of cold.
Because it's also only on the PC. The demo's only on the PC. So.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. But either way, yeah. It looks fucking fantastic.
Yep. Looks cool. Let's see. Skipping this one. From there, we've got. Okay. This is a live action trailer for a game called Mugenics. So Mugenics, this is a new game from the guy that made the Stanley Parable. Or no, the one where he plays little fetus guy. Binding of Isaac.
Binding of Isaac, yeah.
And yeah, it's like you breed fucked up weird cats and then fight them against monsters on like a tactics board.
What the fuck?
And there's like all these like modifiers and different like creepy things that you could do. And so this trailer is like this guy dressed up as a cat, and then there's like this black pussy comes out, this like lady in a black outfit with a black cat head, and then he chases after her, and eventually her and a bunch of other black cat hands like pour whiskey all over him and then drag him down in the darkness. So,
oh my god!
But it's a very bizarre. It's also got this real weird fucking like song playing in the background. This original song they made for this. So it's a very bizarre thing. I'm glad to see this guy kind of trying to come back with something after a while.
Yeah, and it's still got that sort of similar art style that Binding of Isaac had as well.
Yes.
So this is going to be fucking fascinating.
I think they put out another game called The Legend of Bumbo. That was like 2 years ago that I never actually played because it looked like it wouldn't have been all that interesting. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes. It's a hell of a weird trailer. Yeah. It's a hell of a bizarre trailer.
That's also out on the 10th.
February 10th. So.
Or February 10th, yeah.
Yep. Let's see. I like this one quite a bit. It's a game called Spider Roulette.
What the fuck?
Where it's you and I think this was an online game where you and a bunch of people, and there's a bunch of red Solo cups on a table, and you put spiders under some of them, and then you guys take turns like looking under cups. And if you pick the wrong cup, then a big spooky spider jumps out on your face, and you go ah. Also, sometimes there's just spiders under the cups, but then there's also like card packs that give you like bonuses, and sometimes like bad results where it'll be like, you have to flip 4 cups.
This is my girlfriend's nightmare.
So yeah, well, I'm not exactly super happy with it, but I think that the goofy weebles that the main characters look like are really lightening up the load a little bit.
I think that's what really sells it, is because everything else is really realistic except for the people that you are.
They look like fucking Family Guy cartoons or something, like
kind of Rick and Morty, like interdimensional cable looking characters.
Yeah. And the fact the idea that this is an online game, like a lot of the buckshot roulette and side effects and stuff like that.
That could be a fun thing to watch. I don't think I would love playing it.
Yeah,
because I'm not super afraid of spiders anymore, but I wouldn't like the idea either way of it jump scaring me.
Sure.
Type of thing.
February 23rd is when this is coming out. So, Spider Roulette.
But I'll play if you guys play.
Let's see. Speaking of kind of weird games, Cash Cleaner Simulator has a console release date. So I don't know if you've seen this one before, but it's like it's on the PC already. You owe a lot of money to the mob, and so they put you in this basement where you can't leave, and then they just dump huge amounts of cash into the basement, and you have to take it, and you have to launder it, you have to dry it, you have to count it, you have to check it with a black light, you have to package it up, and then you have to send it away. And if there's any extra, you get to keep it. You could buy upgrades and stuff like that with it. So it's kind of one of those games, one of those do a chore games, except it's like weirdly crime themed.
Well, yeah, because horror. It gives you like it gives you a reason to be like on top of things.
Yeah. I've heard good things about the Steam version. It's also in a very like weird place. Like the layout has like weird graffiti all over the place.
Like it's not a normal fucking like and the fact that he's like decorating this little basement that he has.
Right.
And that you're also using the way you clean it isn't like normal types of cleaning as well.
Yeah,
like there's one that's clearly like one of those like game show cash tornado things.
Yep,
there's like a lot of really fun ways of doing what you're doing, and I think that's kind of neat.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. That one's also coming February 11th. Everything's coming out on February 11th, you guys.
And February is going to be fucking packed.
Let's see. We got a new overview trailer for High on Life 2, which actually looks pretty cool, except for the fact that all of the gameplay footage is running like ass.
That is a little disappointing.
It's like 30 frames per second and smeary as hell, which is weird because I didn't think their last
losing
one
frames.
Looked this bad. But I don't know. They talked to the developers about like they amped up a lot of the stuff that they did in the first one. They talk about the story. In the first one, aliens were kidnapping humans to do them like drugs.
Yeah.
In this one, alien senator is trying to pass a bill that just makes being a human illegal, and so you're like a vigilante that is trying to go after them because no one will believe you that that's actually what's happening.
Oh, okay.
So
I always thought that story of High on Life was such a fascinating fucking thing.
Yep.
Like it was sold originally based on the fact that it was the studio that Justin Roiland helped make,
right,
as well as him being the actor in it.
Yeah,
and so I'm very fascinated to see if the game can be held up without him in any way.
I think it looks good, and I think they had a decent enough concept. The main thing I want to know is does it run this poorly? Because I don't see anything in this game that should have it running this poorly.
Yeah, it seems like they probably put too much in some of the, I want to say graphics, because it does look really good, like graphically. So whatever engine they're using seems to be what might be causing the slowdown more.
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't know. It was just Unreal Engine 5 like bloat, but we got the cinematic release trailer for a game called Jackal. This is basically just Hotline Miami.
Yeah.
But I think it looks cool because we haven't had a Hotline Miami game in a while, even a ripoff style.
I would rather have a ripoff than not have anything.
Right. And this looks like it's very much in the spirit of it. It's like you're in Vegas in like the 70s and you're just killing like huge groups of dudes. You play as a guy that's just, fucking red sunglasses and jumping around and fucking hacking the shit out of people, and I think it looks great. It looks violent as shit.
Super fucking fun. Like, I'm always surprised that they never like made a licensed John Wick game of this sort of thing.
Oh yeah,
like that would have sold like gangbusters.
Yeah,
I feel.
Would have. Yeah, I think it looks really fun. I had never heard of it before today. In fact, I went to go look. There's a game called Serial Cleaner. that had a similar looking dude on the front of it. And I was like, oh, is this part of that? No. Oh, but you know what I found out when I looked to see who made it? It's the same company that made that game that we liked that was like old school Grand Theft Auto where you played as the clown.
That one.
I forgot what the name is, but
I know exactly what you're talking about, but I don't remember the name of it either because we had a lot of fun with that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. This is going to be great then if that's the case.
Yeah. And this is actually, you're never going to believe it, May 2nd.
That was the thing. I thought you were going to say February.
No.
Yeah, it's the joke.
Yeah.
But, okay. No, I legit did not believe that.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
We got another deep dive, completely shifting gears to Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown. This one went over a lot of the like exploration parts of the game. So it talked about how you'll be basically spending resources to go places, and apparently all the away missions are kind of like little visual novels, which is good. That means they can do a lot of different stuff, right, without having to render it. They talk about kind of like how you prioritize like your resources for doing different things. This game looks like it's going to have a lot of like nitty gritty Star Trek bullshit in it, and I'm kind of there for it. I just wish it was not Voyager because that's not my favorite one. But
that's the thing. This is the type of Star Trek game we used to get all the time.
Yeah,
and then it hasn't happened in so long that it feels like it's weird that it is Voyager that we're doing it with of all the ones that we have.
I thought about that a lot today, Michael, and I was like, because why wouldn't they just do this with like the Enterprise?
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I bet that Voyager is a cheaper licensing fee. And so they decided to do it with Voyager.
Yeah, I guess that's
instead
fair.
of like actual Enterprise.
I guess because the Enterprise name itself is probably like costly.
And I don't know what's going on with the fucking Star Trek TV show. I don't know if they've got an Enterprise or if there's like, we don't want you to make a next generation game while we're trying to have Star Trek Discovery, which I think is the Enterprise, right?
Yeah, I think right now it's the Enterprise because they have Kirk and everybody now.
Cool.
Because like I know that Thomas Jane's going to be Bones apparently.
He's no fucking my brain today, man. What's his face?
Carl Urban.
Carl Urban. Yeah, there's no Carl Urban. So
I'm curious to see how this game does.
Yeah.
One, because it's a Voyager, and two, it's because like I feel like if it does well, maybe we'll get more Star Trek games that are like this again.
Yeah,
because this used to be the norm.
I think I'm gonna definitely have to have Matt over because him and I just complain about Star Trek to each other a lot online. We don't ever talk about it really on the show. Well, no, sometimes we do. Sometimes we'll get off on a weird like Deep Space Nine rant that goes on for 20 minutes, and people are like, "What the fuck are you guys talking about?" You'll never guess the release date, Michael.
Is it May?
It's February 18th.
Oh, God damn it. I was hoping. Okay, fine.
Yep.
But maybe people will start old school Star Trek people will buy it.
Yeah. And last but not least, this came out this week. Grounded 2 got their first big update called the Toxic Tangle. It's got a new mount, Ladybug. And okay, I'm really mad at them because I read the article announcing this and it was like, yes, we have a new mount. It's called the Ladybug Buggy. And I'm like, no, you call it the Ladybuggy. Like, that's the way that works. There's a giant snake now in the game that you can find. There's a bunch of new, there's a bunch of tweaks to the equipment and the way that you can equip like different mutagens and some new bugs out there. So I'm glad to see that this is still rolling along.
I'm glad that Grounded did well enough that they were able to make another one and that this one seems to be doing well.
Yep. So, yeah, go check it out. And then, oh boy, Quick Like a Bunny. Let's wrap it up. The Virtual Boy is launching next month. The expansion pack Virtual Boy for the Switch is launching next month on the 17th. I still do not believe for the life of me that the only way to play this thing is either with the plastic Virtual Boy attachment, which is like $100, or a cardboard version that is $25.
Look, Jeff, I'm not spending money to vomit again. I'm not doing this anymore.
Well, I'm not spending money to play what is ostensibly a bad thing. And also, if you had the chance to redo the Virtual Boy, why didn't you make it so I could strap it to my face? Like,
the Virtual Boy. My cousin had a Virtual Boy. That thing made me sick within seconds.
Yeah.
There's a reason the Virtual Boy did fucking terribly, and I'm shocked that they're doing this shit again.
We also had a weird thing with Nintendo where Walmart had a promo image for like the Switch 2 online expansion pack, and it showed games, and it had 2 GameCube games on it, which was Pikmin and Pikmin 2 and Metro Prime 2. And people were like, "Oh, Walmart's leaking stuff." They asked Nintendo. Nintendo said we gave them art, and it had some games in it that it shouldn't have had. These are not coming out. But that's exactly what they would say if they were going to come out.
Just
make an excuse. So
they
I
would
don't
have
know.
made an excuse like that. And honestly, it would be they're going to do. I bet. I'm 80. Sorry, I'm not even 89%. I'm 100% certain they're going to release Metroid Prime 2 on it.
Yeah.
Because of the way they did Luigi's Mansion.
Because
when they did Luigi's Mansion, they were like buy a Switch 2 so you can play all 3 Luigi's Mansions.
Right.
Even though only one of them is only on the GameCube thing.
Right.
So they're going to be like, now you can play all the Metroids, and that's going to only be on the thing.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if that's what they're going for.
We got our PS Plus months for February, and there's a lot of good stuff this time around. Undisputed is, I don't know, blah, blah. Subnautica Below Zero, Ultros, which is that weird psychedelic Metroidvania, and Ace Combat 7
Hell yeah.
all on the PS Plus.
I love Ace Combat.
I might try to play it. I think I bought it on the PC, but my PC, it's like I have to keep space for certain games. I can't have like a big game installed there, but
I might do it. I might play it again. I haven't played them since it came out, and that was so long ago.
I was really mad that like I went to go see, I was like, I don't remember the first Code Vein very well. How much is the first Code Vein? Surely the first Code Vein is like not that expensive, so you can get caught up. No, it is $60 whole
It's still 60?
on every platform, on Steam, on Xbox, on PS5.
That's crazy.
$60, and I'm like, fuck you! I'm not paying $60.
What about physically?
Take a look. Physically, you could get it for about $15 off of Amazon. However, it takes like a week and a half to ship.
Oh, I see.
So I was like, okay.
I see them.
Kingdom Come Deliverance, the original one, the store page on the PlayStation has been altered to indicate that there is a PS5 version. This was
fun.
in the UK and in the Italian PS5 store, indicating that they might be putting out like an up-resed, cleaned up version of the original Kingdom Come Deliverance.
I love that the internet just notices that different languages will add different versions of things, and then we just find out about it because of it.
Yep. Let's see. Minecraft is adding Bluey. So
I saw that ad, and I was like, oh, good for those kids who love Bluey and the adults who love Bluey, because I've met a lot of adults who love Bluey.
Well, I was like, so this article mentioned there was actually a full-on Bluey video game in 2023. I'm like, no. Put in Minecraft. The kids love Minecraft.
The kids yearn for Bluey in Minecraft.
They yearn for the Blueys. Arc Raiders got its roadmap for 2026, and it's okay. It's basically just like new maps every quarter, or January, February, March, and April, and then also some new threats and some different updates to the gear and stuff. So,
I see they don't want to go too big too quickly.
Yes.
So that's not a bad move considering.
Yep. And then let's see this is very weird. There was a game that came out back in the 90s. It was called The Dark Eye. And it had this very strange art style that kind of looked like claymation, but it wasn't. And it was is strangely notable for the fact that it was an adventure game where you played through 3 Edgar Allan Poe stories. And it was narrated by William S. Burroughs.
Really?
And fucking Thomas Dolby, She Blinded Me with Science, did the music for it.
That's fucking crazy.
So it's a very unique project that's been like unavailable for a while, but apparently they're going to be getting it together, not really doing any kind of updates or remaster, like just it's kind of the original
what
one,
it was, yeah.
and then throwing it on Steam. The reason I'm saying this is because it was originally called The Dark Eye, but it's now going to be called Edgar Allan Poe's Interactive Horror: 1995 edition, which is terrible.
It's a terrible name. Yeah.
The Dark Eye is now like been trademarked in other places to the point where they would have to fight for it. And this is obviously like we're just trying to put the game out, so they're changing up the name. But
I thought it was because they were worried it sounded like a euphemism for an asshole.
But it's a very unique looking game, so I'm sure that some folks
Edgar
will.
Allan Poe's Dark Eye. I don't want to see that.
Yeah. I haven't heard, man, in the 90s, we were all over that, like, William S. Burroughs voiceover stuff.
I'm shocked I didn't know about this thing. Yeah.
So I remember the front. I remember working in a game store a million years ago, and I remember the box art.
I didn't know that's what it was, if that's the case.
Yeah.
But fucking hell.
And then let's wrap it up with a few quick things. Let's see. Elden Ring Night Rain is apparently getting a tabletop RPG adaptation.
Okay.
From the same people that made the Elden Ring tabletop RPG adaptation.
Did they make the
as well as the
Dark Souls one too?
Armored Core 6 tabletop RPG
that I didn't know they did.
Thing. Yes, I believe so. It's the Dark Souls, Elden Ring, and Armored Core 6. It's the same. It's called Group SNE.
Okay.
There's no details, and I think that that Night Rain would probabdy make a better adaptation because it's more just like gameplay focused.
It's a team-based thing too.
Yeah, RPG focused. So I don't know. Keep an eye out. People really seem to like that game. It never clicked with me. So
no, I have a few friends who tried and it never clicked with them either. But a lot of them comes down to the hardcore like people. Those are usually the ones that end up like mid-maxing everything.
We have another entry into the They Got Doom running on it. And this is on a pair of earbuds.
How the fuck?
So apparently there's this one type of earbud called Pine Buds Pro, and it's the only like wireless earbud that has like open source software on it. And so they were able to plug it in and basically like you put them in the little charging case and then you plug a USB into that, and then they were able to flash onto the firmware of them in the charging case. So it's not like they're running like you have in your ears, but it's like they're running on the earbuds and then outputting to the USB port, and then you can play this really like 18 frames per second stripped down version of Doom that's running on a pair of earbuds.
Of course you can.
And if you go to doombuds.com, they were supposed to have a Twitch stream, but what it actually is you can actually, depending on when... depending on like what's going on, you can join a queue in order to actually play the game for a few minutes. So here I am actually playing the game remotely on the guy's earbuds.
That's fucking weird.
Even though I can't really do very much. So space to shoot. But yeah, it's very... So you get like 30 seconds to play the game so you can actually play it.
That's so weird.
Which is fun. Yeah.
Fucking Doom.
It's so weird. Last but not least, Michael, I don't know if you saw this video, but there was a YouTuber out there. What is this guy's name? Let me make sure he gets proper attribution. That it's called Gaming with Griff Griffin. And what he did was he took Arkham Knight, and he either installed or created a mod that lets you like jump to the pedestrians in the game and then look through their eyes. And he made this video of what it must be like to live in Gotham City, of just like you're seeing Batman just out on the street just doing insane shit. Like he's punching dudes, he's going up on buildings, and then he added in some like, some filters to make it look like you're filming with a cell phone and some kind of internet meme audio to it. It's really funny. One of them has a character in a car showing Batman doing... The Arkham combat looks really weird when you're looking at it from like a distance.
It really does. And the way he walks also is kind of menacing.
Yeah.
Because he always does a straight, like, his back's always very straight when he walks.
Yeah. And apparently, the Batmobile in Arkham Knight is like a menace. It's
just accidentally runs over people.
But yeah, it's a pretty fun video, and it's even better if you've got audio on it. I recommend everybody go check it out because
that reminds me of a photo mode screenshot I did when I was playing the Miles Morales game.
Yeah,
there's I think it was the normal Spider-Man game. I can't remember, but there's a boss fight that happens on a roof. And when it happened, there was an NPC on their phone on the roof. So what I did is I took a picture as if the guy on the phone was looking at the fight going, yeah, you're not going to fucking believe what I'm seeing, man.
Yeah.
And it's like, because I was thinking that. I'm like, what must this look like to this fucking guy who's just on the phone with his friend being like, yeah, Spider-Man's fighting some skull guy or some shit. Yeah, right in front of me. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be, that's so fucking funny. I never even thought about that.
Definitely watch this one then. So, and that's our show. We went a little over, but not too bad. Yeah, Michael, tell them where the people can find me over here, helping me run down all these dumbass Nintendo Directs that don't mean anything.
You can find me on OneOfUs.net. We do a lot of movie television reviews. You can also find me on YouTube under Supermaniacs. It's a Superman podcast they do sometimes.
Oh, yeah. You know, while we were on break last time, I saw one last story before we go.
Oh.
Nintendo is restricting all screenshot sharing from Tomodachi Life because of the things that could happen that you could write in or set or do. Well, that just defeats the whole fucking point now, doesn't it?
One, it defeats the point, and two, it's not going to stop them.
Yeah. Yep. Patreon.com/RageSelect. Help me to be able to crack my Switch 2 so that you all can see the weird screenshots that happen in Tomodachi Life. And with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. We'll see you next week. That's it. Bye, everybody.